Hearing all kinds of ruckus.
Hi, kids.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Storm King's Thunder, right here at Proficiency Bonus. My name is Michael, your most humble and merciful dungeon master for this evening. We're so glad that you're joining us. If this is your first time checking us out, make sure you hit that follow button as my child screams in the background for some strange, unknown reason. I promise
Storm King's Thunder
it is
daycare.
not my fault.
Episode 1.
I'm behind a green screen. I don't know what is going on back there.
Just the Griffin's fight.
I promise. Yeah, it's the Griffins. We'll blame it on the...
Cleo's having a temper tantrum, it's fine.
Blame it on the Griffins, that's right. Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 71 of Storm King's Thunder. If you haven't gotten a chance to hit that follow button above, make sure you hit that follow button to support this channel. If you'd like to subscribe, you can do that as well. And don't forget that all of our previous episodes are uploaded onto YouTube, so you can go back and check out this whole story from way back in episode 1. Which we've come a long way since then. So we are so glad that you're here. Just a couple quick shout outs. We want to throw a shout out to Twitch, Streamlabs, Team MZ, and Many Sided Dice for their support of us and allowing us to be a part of this great streaming community. So thank you so much. Another big shout out to 20 Sides to Every Story for hosting us tonight. We do appreciate it. So thank you. Make sure you guys check them out as well at 20 Sides to Every Story, their Twitch channel.
Alex.
What's that?
Alex.
Alex.
Guy runs it.
Oh yeah, shouting out to Alex. Here we go. We'll bring you guys in, so it's not just me with screaming griffins in the background. There we go. There we go. Everybody can say hello.
Hi. Hi.
Well, just just to do a quick recap of what happened last time. I believe there are 2 Molfins now.
One wasn't enough.
Yeah, I think we already had enough.
You can always use more Molfin. It's a mantra to live
Save me. Save me.
Molfin spent most of the day casting his simulacrum spell. Used a spell scroll, to make a duplicate of himself. So he will be role-playing both his character Molfin and his duplicate, because I think that is highly entertaining. Yes, it's amazing.
So watch. Regular Molfin? Coffee Molfin.
Diana had an interesting moment where she met with Dorn, basically her higher-up, and I believe that Dorn kind of ratted out Molfin to his higher-ups. Diana was brought before the high priest, probably the highest in stature here in Waterdeep. I have his name down as Salor. Was that right?
Yeah, Solar.
He basically talked to Diana about keeping a close eye on Molfin and to make sure that he didn't get out of hand. And if, in fact, Molfin were to fall, that she was to bring the shroud back. Hey, thank you so much for the bits, 20 Sides Every Story. We do appreciate that. We are. One quick announcement I keep forgetting to make is all of our bits this month throughout April, any bits donated to the channel are going straight to the Zephyr Foundation, I believe is what Matt from Tabletop Legends is collecting money for autism awareness. So all of our bits that are donated that we collect, they're going right to that charity. So if you keep giving bits, we will keep donating them. So keep them coming, guys. Thanks so much. Then after that little encounter, Kallista spent most of her day training with the Griffins. Ashlyn and Lachlan decided that they were going to enter a fight at the Bloody Fist. They entered, they came, they're going against a massive half-orc named Mosk and his halfling partner. I believe his name was Zotu. Yeah, Zotu. And this battle has been pretty intense, raging back and forth. It's a ladder match. There was a ladder in the middle of the room, and the first person to get up there to get the aquamarine gem out of the cage and in their possession is the winner of the bout. Right now, Lachlan is invisible, and he's trying to escape with the cage with the aquamarine inside, while Ashlyn is still inside, battling with the two brutes inside. And that's where we left off. Does anybody have anything they want to add before we jump into tonight?
Nope.
Nope.
Nah.
Can't remember? Gotcha. So the story is told. Molfin, you are escorting yourself, I believe, out of the Bloody Fist after vomiting blood all over the floor. The employees at the Bloody Fist thought you might have the plague. So they were trying to figure out what to do with you, and Diana kind of convinced everybody to just we'll take him from here. We'll get him out of here. So what would Molfin be doing with Molfin?
So first, I gotta roll. Hey, get a little more health back. So, how far are we from the front door?
30 feet.
Oh, okay.
Not far.
Oh no.
So, Molfin the Second is going to bring Molfin Prime to the door, and as Molfin Prime is pretty much getting ready to walk out, technically we can't get all the way to the door in one move.
Okay. Yeah.
So we're going to get as close to as we can, and then, having a quick little conversation with ourselves over how to best assist, well, Ashlyn at this point, because I got no clue where Lachlan went to.
You don't know where. You're pretty sure he's up to something. You're just not sure what he's going through.
Of course he is. It's Lachlan.
Oh yeah.
Probably hiding in York's pants or something. But
Okay. Well, anything? Is that all you're gonna? Are you gonna hold like an action or anything like that, or would you like to do something like that?
Molfin Prime will hold a specific action if somebody decides to come up and start something with him.
Okay.
But at this point, it looks he's just open to attempt to walk out.
Yeah, it looks like most of the people, as you're being guided out towards the door, it looks like most of the people are getting out of your way. They can see one person like hunched over with a towel over their head. It's like, whenever you've been out a little bit too late, and there's that one guy, that one guy being drug out, and everybody's like, okay, I don't want anything to do with this. Hey, thank you so much for the follow. We appreciate that. Velocity Arrow. Awesome name. That is so cool.
Yeah.
That's a Lachlan kind of name right there.
I'm loving it.
All right. So that brings us up to Lachlan.
Roger that. So Lachlan is trying to very carefully, surreptitiously undo the fastened cage. It's like a net cage, right?
Yeah. Go ahead and make a, let's call this a strength. You can roll athletics if you want, because these are tied pretty tight. Let's see how...
Okay. See if I have to get lucky on this one or not. Let me, let me try using a bit of luck there.
Okay.
Yeah.
0.
Wow.
Yeah, wow, that's
Oh boy.
Ooh. People nearby the edge of the cage all of a sudden just look awkwardly, and the part of the cage where you're trying to untie starts just moving back and forth. You're just pulling on one of the sides of the rope. It does not come undone. It's tied pretty tight.
tied pretty tight.
Yep.
Well, not getting out of here. Then I want to spend the rest of my turn. I guess I want to try to... Who looks more damaged of the two?
Looks more damaged of the two. Mosk looks pretty beat up, but he looks like he can take more.
Gotcha,
Okay?
gotcha.
He's just really huge, muscular, stout guy. Whereas the other guy, the halfling, he looks like he relies on his ability to be able to dodge and be agile.
Roger that. Did I use up my action when I was untying the thing?
Yeah, that would probably be your action. So you got a movement and a bonus action.
Cool. Use my movement to sneak up behind him and my bonus action to hide.
Okay.
Sneak up behind Mosk.
Make a stealth check with advantage because you are invisible,
Gotcha.
and but you're moving through sand. So 32, nice.
Oh.
Very light on your feet. You're stepping in footprints from other fighters, and you're just melding right into the backdrop. Nicely done.
All right. End turn.
All right, Diana, it's your go.
Ooh, okay, lit. So I just got done having that cool conversation with that lady. I just healed Molfin. I believe I also healed Lachlan a little bit because that was kind of the two-parter.
Yeah, you did, and that was super awesome. And don't forget, you have the nat 20 for this week too.
Lit. Okay, so Ashlyn, how bad do you look?
A third of my health is gone, maybe.
A big yikes. Big yikes. Oh, where did my stuff reset? Okay, I will go and try to, like...
Third-ish?
What is it?
3/5 of my health is gone. Okay. No, wait.
You're at 3/5?
2/5 of my health is gone. I have 3/5.
Okay. I'm going to try to kind of cha-cha real smooth over to her. I'm going to try to cha-cha real smooth over to her.
Okay.
And,
Cha-cha. Real smooth now.
yeah. Little shuffle.
Yeah.
Charlie Brown.
Yeah. Get funky with it.
Apparently I'm old.
Everybody clap your hands.
Yeah, that's what I do. I just do that. I just get everyone to do the cha-cha slide. And then during the distraction, I heal Ashlyn. No, I'm kidding.
Make a performance check.
No, I'm not doing that. That'd be lit, but I'm not a bard. I will move over to where I'm within range of her. Is there a way that I can be in range of her and Lachlan by 60 feet?
You don't know where Lachlan is. He's invisible.
Lovely. Do I remember where he last was?
Last that you saw him, he was in the middle of the caged pit. And that's about where Ashlyn is right now, if I believe.
Yeah,
that's
in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm just gonna cast Healing Word on her. Do I need to see the creatures that I'm casting it on? Up to 6 creatures of your choice that you can see. So now I'm not.
Yep.
Alright, then
That's an unfortunate thing about invisibility is most of the time you have to be able to see somebody to heal them.
Yep.
Okay. I will still... That's how I didn't load up on any good healing spells. I suck. I'll cast Mass Healing Word.
We're in a pit fight.
Cast healing.
I'm not gonna
What are you doing?
die.
Yeah, I'll cast Mass Healing Word towards Ashlyn. 7 points of healing.
Nice.
And I'm gonna use my nat 20 on the sleight of hand.
Okay, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, so
I suck.
within all the chaos, since you're over towards where Molfin, you were kind of helping him escort him out. I would say that the whole commotion from what Molfin has caused has given you that opportunity to cast these very quickly. It's a good thing you used that nat 20, right? Is that a 2?
No, I wanted to see what I would roll if I didn't. And a 2? No. Diana is not very deceptive.
Alright, so using the nat 20 already tonight. Diana used her nat 20.
Nice.
For those of you that don't know, we award our players each week at the end of the session a free nat 20 based on just their role play or something amazing that they did in combat, or I like to reward creative play. So we reward 1 nat 20 at the beginning of each session to one of our players to use. Diana had it from last week, and there it goes within the first 20 minutes.
Yep.
That's right. All right, yeah, so you're able to get that. Ashlyn, you feel the warmth of the healing overwhelm you a little bit, but you feel much better. A couple of your wounds have healed up. How are you looking? You still looking okay?
I'm still looking okay.
Yeah, good.
I'm still.
Anything else you'd like to do, Diana?
I don't think so. No.
All right.
Just hanging around, watching the fight. Popcorn.
All right. Zotu's turn. I think he was
Big
still next to you, Ashlyn. Or
No,
did
I
he-
sidestepped him.
You
He was
You have your map drawn out.
he's like next to me, but I'm away from him, like
Okay.
10 feet away.
Okay.
I'm more engaged with Mosk than him.
Okay. He actually tries to do an acrobatic maneuver to to kind of come around you to the back of you to get a flanking position, but he actually trips and falls prone next to you. The sand gets in his eyes and stuff, and he's just like wiping it away. And that's all he'll get to do. And it brings us to Kallista.
I'm just gonna go up behind Diana and shadow her, put my hand on my shoulder, and tell her to behave herself. And I'm just gonna watch.
Okay.
They got themselves into this, they can get themselves out.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So Kallista's just watching. As Ashlyn, you are...
Malfred, you got my 24 healing from before, right?
Who?
Malfin.
Yes.
Okay. Then that's it.
Yeah,
That's all I do.
Mulfin's looking beautiful. Well,
Okay.
Mulfin's still.
Yeah, I know. I
But
just
he's
want to make
feeling
sure you
wonderful.
remember that one.
Yep.
So that's all I do. I just shadow Diana at the moment, watching.
Yeah, it's Ashlyn's turn.
So I have advantage on attacks against Zotu right now
You do.
because he's prone.
Yeah. He tried to do one of those cartwheels. I don't know what it's called. It's cartwheel where you don't even use your hands. Like, he just
Whoa.
like... And when he landed, he misjudged the softness of the sand, and it just like twisted his ankle a little bit, and he fell right next to you.
Good for him. I'm gonna try to.
An aerial.
scare him.
An aerial? Is that what it's called?
An aerial.
Nice.
Nice.
Thanks. He tried
What does
to...
the Little Mermaid have to do with anything? Ooh,
So I'm gonna hit
24.
him
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
for 14.
For 14 damage. Nice.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna hit him again for 18. Not hit him?
18 will... Let me check. I believe it does. Yes, it does hit.
Okay. For 13.
13, so total of 27.
Ooh, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? Okay, I'm going to do my bonus action martial arts, which is a 26.
That hits as well.
And then I'm going to stunning strike him.
Okay.
So he has to make a con save.
Great. Constitution saving throw coming your way. What does he have to make?
A 17.
He fails. He is stunned. So,
Stunned until the end of Ash next turn.
so
Wow.
Ashlyn, seeing this other monk go down next to her, takes the staff and just cracks down one time on his face and brings the staff down across his chest with a slam. You can almost feel the magical energy course through your body from the staff of thunder and lightning, and then a quick elbow to the face, and you see like he's just seeing stars right now, laying there in the sand.
Oh, I suppressed martial arts instead of my slap to the cheek and punch to the face. Okay. Forgot I had those.
All right, and he's like blood is pouring out of his nose now. He's not looking very good, Ashlyn.
Alright, cool. But it's not looking good.
All right.
Auckland, if you want to be helpful, now would be the time.
Is that gonna end your turn, Ashlyn?
Yes.
All right, it's Mosk's turn. He kind of laughs a little bit as he looks down at the halfling monk. I'll show you how it's done. And he gets the sword and he goes and he tries to swing at you 3 times once again.
Okay.
The first one is going to be a 22 to hit.
Nope.
Nope. The second one is going to be a... I gotta get a 24? Is that what it was?
Yep.
A 21 is not gonna do it. And the third swing is far less. So you're able to just...
Okay.
You're just dodging each strike. He's like, stay still! Slicing back and forth. You're just like... Just dodging every single attack. That ends his turn and brings us back to the top, which is Molfin.
Okay. So is Molfin the second starts to, which way does the door open? In or out?
Out.
Okay. So, Molfin the second, the two Molfins make their way the last 5 feet to the door. Molfin Prime is going to step out the door and start to turn the corner.
Wait, hold on a second. It would make more sense for it to open in.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Isn't it usually getting out if there's a fire, Ken?
I don't know.
I don't know. I think my front door opens in.
Yeah, so does mine.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I think it would make more sense opening in.
Okay. So as Molfin the second opens the door and starts to sort of like push Molfin Prime out, as soon as Molfin Prime is past the threshold of the door and sort of out of the majority of people's line of sight,
Okay.
casting greater invisibility on himself, turning and heading right back in.
So proud.
Is
so
this
proud.
Molfin Prime?
Molfin Prime.
Okay.
Molfin the second is sort of helping him out and then going, just get home.
Making a show
There
of
it
it.
Yeah, like,
Wow.
go home, sleep it off. And then heading back over to watch.
There are a few people on the front porch area.
Ooh.
Oops.
And they're just like, huh? Looking strangely at just what happened. They're just like looking and pointing in the direction of where Molfin Prime used to be.
He does that. He just went home.
He's like a blink dog.
Then
Couple just
closing the door and walking away. Just
they kind of return to their drinks and their conversation. All right.
and then the two of them are heading. Molfin the second is beelining full movement and then dash to catch up to Kallista and Diana.
Okay.
Molfin Prime is just following a little slower behind and again sort of pacing. So if they're heading one direction around the cage, Molfin Prime's heading the other.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Lachlan,
After a couple of moments,
Oh,
he'll just Molfin the second will just come up and just sort of catch up and sort of tap on Callista's shoulder to let her know he's there.
Kallista, Molfin II is now in your presence. Look at that look. That's great.
I think she's never seen a gnome before.
Lachlan, you're back up.
Awesome. How far from the wall or from the net are we at this point?
No, you moved back towards the center.
Yeah. So we were in the center.
About 30 feet.
Cool. Then I'm just gonna gripping the cage under one arm, pull out my short sword on the other, and I just want to try to almost like Mosk is attacking Ashlyn, right? I want to try to almost like slide under his legs and stab up at him.
Nice. You have advantage. He has no idea you're there.
Yeah. Boom.
Ouch,
24. Is that
that will hit. Yes.
Yeah.
And with advantage, I imagine I probably get my sneak attack.
Because Ashlyn's right next to him.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Not great.
What's that? 21? Yeah.
9 and 3, 22?
22.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then I guess I would materialize as I sink my blade into
Yeah,
him.
you do. So now you basically just drive the blade into the back of his thigh, and you watch as he reaches down, Ashlyn, taking one hand off of the great sword he was wielding. Goes, oh, there you are. That
Surprise, jerk!
give that crystal to me.
End turn.
All right. That brings us up to Diana.
I'm gonna be real with y'all. I got so lost in chat that I forgot what I was doing when there tonight.
Yeah, chat is hopping tonight. It's good.
I know. All right. Molfin has exited the building.
Wolf in the second is right beside Kallista, though, right behind you.
Aye, that's cool then. You know, what's up? We'll hang out. Kallista told me to behave, so I'm not gonna do anything. I will just spend my turn watching the fight. I'll lay back and kick it.
You just sitting back?
Oh yeah, sorry, I don't know if you heard me, but I'm laying back and kicking it, you know, not doing as much. Kallista told me to behave.
Zotu is stunned. So that brings us to Kallista.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna use my action to continue the two snakes dancing from lamp to lamp.
Oh, that's awesome. So
And that's
cool.
it.
One of the patrons in the place gets extremely terrified as the snake jumps to another lantern and starts like wrapping around the torch, and you just hear and like he runs over like 4 or 5 people as he charges to the door.
That's my turn. I just can use control flames to do the snake dance, and I just kind of keep an eye on both this Muff and Diana. But I know the other Muff is going to be somewhere nearby, so.
You know nothing.
I know you. Kallista knows all of you by now. Nice try.
Ashlyn, you're up. You can see that. I think the stun lasts the end of her turn. Is that correct, or the beginning of her turn?
I think it's the end, if I remember.
It's the end.
Okay.
Unless you can stun him again.
Double check, because I mean he's still prone, so I don't think it would matter. You'll still have advantage.
I
if
can
you
check
attack
what
him.
she's doing that on.
Stabilizing. No.
Hey, Winston Pope, good to see you tonight. Oh, and wanted to say, Lip, thank you so much for the bits. We do appreciate it. Thank you. Hey, thank you so much, Winston Pope, for some more bits. We appreciate it.
Listen,
It's all going to charity.
It's all going to charity.
Right here, they're all going to Zephyr Foundation. Does love for autism and autism awareness.
Yeah.
Yep.
At the end of this month, we'll be writing them a big old check. I'm excited. It'll be great.
That's awesome. So good.
It doesn't tell me.
Hold on, I got it pulling up. Just give me a second.
Thank you.
I'm looking for it.
Until the end of my next turn.
Oh yeah, so it's
End of your next turn.
Yeah,
Yep, still
so
stunned.
Still stunned through your
Okay.
turn. So you have a stunned halfling lying in the sand next to you, but you also got Mosk, and now Lachlan has got his blade like stuck into the back of this half-orc's thigh.
Good. I'm like, Lachlan, you got him. Okay. I'm gonna go after this dude. So I'm gonna go after, although Mosk would be, between the two of us anyway, so. Okay, I'm gonna go after Zotu and just keep on
Yeah,
hitting him.
basically you have advantage on either of them right now. So
Yeah.
Wailing on him while he's down. Just like,
Yeah, bailing on him when he's down.
yeah, I think that hits.
Okay, so 11, 29,
Another 30.
30,
Yeah.
10.
Okay.
And then-
Before you do anything else, go ahead and describe how you knock this halfling unconscious.
Oh, I am going to do like one of those things. I'm gonna be like, Lachlan, I saw someone do this once, and I'm gonna like kind of elbow him to the face, like.
oh, there are children watching.
It's pretty brutal because the guy can't even defend himself. Like it's like watching one of those UFC fights where the referee gets a little too late to stop the fight, and that fighter just gets his last couple of shots in. Yeah.
So.
And he is night night.
Yes. So just how does this work? Do I get my bonus action just to hit the other dude then?
You can, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to stomp on his foot. Oh no, I won't. Bummer.
You stomp into the sand next to his foot.
Oh,
You misjudge it a little bit.
I wanted to hurt your toes, but it did not work.
He just
So.
looks at you and he laughs. Once I get this sword out of my leg, I'm gonna swipe him down and take that gem, and I'm gonna win.
I see. Yeah, you try. And
I missed the dab.
Yeah, Zoss.
Yes.
Zoss is dabbing on stream.
Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that I was going to be that noticeable or awkward about it. But yeah, just for
Ashlin's
I'm
that
gonna take patient defense though.
use a key point for patient defense?
Yep.
Okay. So that basically is the dodge action until the end of start of your next turn?
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
Because I don't know if since I did not step on his foot, I'm not sure if I get my two extra ACs from that.
Yeah,
so I'm not
your
sure.
stomp was your bonus action, I believe. So you can't.
Oh, it's I mean I've got agile parry. If I make an unarmed strike as part of my attack action with using a Kensai weapon, I can use it to defend it to my next melee
Okay.
weapon.
So do you have to use your bonus action to do
So
patient defense?
No, that's a key.
No, that's a key, but I'm wondering
I
if I
think
get
she says that if she hits, her AC goes up.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if it's just my bonus action or my attack action. No, but it just says... Oh no, it says unarmed strike, so I am going to take patient defense.
Okay.
Sorry about
Yeah,
that, guys.
We're good.
Monk rules.
Yeah, it's all right. High level, the higher level you get, the more rules there are. So it's kind of complicated. Cool. Good round, Ashlyn. Mosk's turn. He is going to. He's actually going to try to grab the gem from Lachlan.
Oh,
So
yeah.
he's gonna reach down and try to muscle it out of your hands. Hey,
Let's
thank you so
see.
much for the follow, Winston Pope. We appreciate that. Welcome to the
Winston
adventure.
Pope.
You guys are awesome. Thank you. All right.
If we get him to open it, we can knock him out.
You can contest it. You contest it with athletics or acrobatics if you want to try to just kind of try to move it out of the way so he can't get a hold of it.
I will try to use with acrobatics to kind of like flip around it and get him.
Are you gonna use your inspiration?
Let's see what the gods of fate want to do here. So is he rolling first or am I contesting first?
You're contesting at the same time, so it's up to you. So he reaches
was
down.
right.
He's like, "I'm gonna just take the win right now," and he reaches down, and Lachlan barely gets it. And he goes, "Whoop!" and he just grabs. He grabs.
my
he
goodness.
just misses the edge of your shirt, and he rolled a nat 1.
Oh, lucky me. Otherwise, he would have certainly got it.
He almost stumbles forward a little bit. He almost falls on top of you as he's trying to grab this off of you. And he's going to go ahead and...
Bring it on.
He's
Bring it
not
on.
going to do that. Well... Yes, he's going to do that.
I'm like...
He's going to try to... He's just going to... Watching Lachlan the entire time, he's just going to like spin a half circle around you. So basically he's leaving Ashlyn's threat range, but he's still within yours, Lachlan. So,
Gotcha.
Ashlyn, you're going to get an attack of opportunity if you'd like to take it.
Ooh, no.
Unfortunately, your staff just like hits his back and does not do any. You hit him right in the armor.
Oh, so
It's
frustrating.
just a bad shot. One of
Okay.
Anything else that he would do? No. So we go to Molfin. Back to the top.
Okay. And so Molfin the Second is staying right next to Kallista and Diana. Not just sort of watching intently without doing anything. How far from the cage is Molfin Prime?
Molfin Prime is probably 10 feet away from the cage.
Okay, and the giant orc guy is how far within the cage is he?
Yeah, which way did he spin? Did
He
he spin?
spun towards the door, so he's probably 25 feet inside.
Oh, okay. So is Molfin Prime, who's currently under the effects of greater invisibility, gets there is going to looking,
Ugh.
looking over it. He's got his weapon in his hand.
Oh no.
I don't even want to know what he's doing.
Yeah. How many demons is he gonna summon and where? Devils. Sorry, devils.
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 There's a distinction.
Hey, MX Lip, thank you so much for all those bits. I did not see that coming in the chat, but you have like filled up our entire charity bit goal, so I'm gonna have to make it bigger for next time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, keep them coming.
Love you,
Those
Liv.
that just because it's
Love you,
full
Liv.
doesn't mean we're gonna stop collecting bits this month. So yeah. So thank you
Liv, I'm
guys,
using
and
twins.
Velocity Arrow, thank you so much for all of the amazing feedback. We do appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, Molfin,
So,
what on
Molfin is
earth
going
are you
to-
going to do?
Misty step right next to Mosk. And then, mind you, still invisible because greater invisibility means I can cast as long as I don't mess with my
Yes,
concentration.
yes.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
so you don't even, nobody even sees the silvery mist. You're just there.
Reach out a finger to touch his axe.
Oh no.
Well, he has a great sword.
Yeah.
Oh, great sword! Touch his great sword and cast light on it.
Okay.
Just a bit. And then the remainder of the movement, the last 15 feet away from him, back towards the cage wall.
All right.
Okay.
So all of a sudden, this light starts to. What color of light would you make it, Molfin Prime?
What? This is going to sound hideous, but in our area, what color is this orc's skin? Is it like a grayish tone?
It's more greenish.
So, going to make it sort of almost like a paler, like sickly green, just enough to sort of mess with his complexion a little bit, make him look a little off.
Okay, as the sword begins to glow, and he's holding it in his hand. Hey, thank you, Velocity Arrow, for hosting us. We appreciate it. You watch as this green light starts to just erupt from the sword. It just starts glowing around you. Lachlan and Ashlyn, you're watching this take place. You're not really sure what's going on. Maybe this guy has some special powers that you weren't aware of whenever you came into this fight.
Oh no!
It starts to glow. You watch him look down. He's like, oh, 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 and he throws the sword. And it goes, whoa, 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 and sticks into the sand about 15 feet away from him, still glowing with the green light. And he looks frightened.
What'd you do?
I didn't, it wasn't me. My sword. And then he starts to go, and he looks at you,
Is that part of the rules?
and he
Can
looks
you do
back
that?
at Lachlan, and he looks back at Ashley, and he's like, looks back at the sword. Oh. Oh.
I want a minor illusion, some light on my fingers.
It was you, wasn't it? You
Oh, no.
little pipsqueak. I'm gonna pick you over my head and tear you into 2 pieces.
Okay, that sounds horrible.
Does that end Molfin's turn?
Yup.
Lachlan, Molfin has successfully disarmed the beast.
Didn't see that one coming.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if Gramps was involved in this.
Wonder.
I know.
Clutching the cage, I want to burn my movement, my action to bolt over to the net,
Okay.
and then bounce off the net and run back at Mosk. Kind of doing like the wrestling.
Wrestling,
yes, yes, yes. I want to take the cage and I want to slam him in the head.
Oh my
So
god.
you're gonna try to grab him and then run him into the cage. Is that what you're trying to do?
I don't know if I was thinking more like running myself and then just
Like, you know when the wrestlers like
Doing that.
bounce off the
Bounce off
yeah,
and just-
bounce
and just
off
get
to
an
go,
extra-
and then
extra-
like
Bring
yeah.
a chair.
basically close
Yeah.
up
Hey,
with
you
the box.
could grab a piece of the ladder that's laying at your feet.
Yeah.
Cool.
Or if it's greatsword.
Let's do it.
You could pick up the greatsword on the way, probably.
Yeah.
He is gonna try to reach out and stop you.
And take my
Yeah, this attack of opportunity is just him trying to reach out and just like grab the back of your shirt collar.
totally.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no, did he get a good roll?
You can roll acrobatics since you're running away from him.
Okay.
And I think that's better for you anyway.
Wait, did I click it? No. You know what? I'm gonna burn my last bit of luck on this one. Oh, 20?
It's a good thing you did. So you can feel his fingers just to reach back in the back of your collar, and they just, before he can squeeze, it slips out of his grasp, and you run and you bounce off of the rope cage. It gives you this extra force. You almost jump in the air as you bounce off of it. And are you picking up the sword? Is that what you're doing?
Sure. Yeah.
You're trying to, but it's a
glow.
Well, I thought you were using the box to like.
Oh, you hitting him with the cage, the little cage?
The actual, we could do the actual cage with the gem in it. Yeah.
You don't think you'd even be able to lift his greatsword, honestly.
That's true. It's probably bigger than me.
So you come running. Go ahead and make an attack with a improvised weapon.
So for me, it's probably, I don't think I get to add my proficiency bonus.
You don't,
I think.
But since I love this idea, I'm giving you advantage on the roll because I think this is something that needs to happen in every D&D campaign.
This is a strength-based weapon, right?
It will be, yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know how to roll advantage, so I'm gonna just roll twice.
That's fine.
13. This is as good as it gets.
He's watching your every move.
Yeah.
And you're coming at him with this thing, and he just reaches up, and when you go to hit him, he just grabs it in his hand. And,
oh no!
And now you guys are both like sitting there looking at the gem, and he looks back at you, Lachlan. He's like, "So you just want to give it to me, huh?"
I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna get him in the back of the head.
All right, I think that would end your turn, Lachlan.
That is the end of my turn.
Diana, you're up. You can hear the crowd is
And
going nuts.
Lip says, "Do you smell what the lock is cooking?"
Yes!
I'm gonna take this cage, turn it sideways, shove it up your.
Lip. In the chat, I give you DM's inspiration.
No.
Make your next roll with advantage, Lip. You've earned it.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm still watching.
You're still watching?
Kallista.
Kallista still has her hand on her shoulder, like.
Yes.
What?
The hand is very intimidating.
What would Diana's response be in watching Lachlan do this really cool move where he just like bounced off the ropes and was coming at him, and all of a sudden this huge half-orc just blocks that and just like laughs in his face?
Wah, wah.
Like, so much pride at the bad buttness. I don't want to use a swear word because you're children, but so much pride and then such great disappointment.
Lachlan in a nutshell.
That pretty much sums up the entire campaign for Lachlan. That's right.
Yeah.
Just so much pity.
The crowd is just cheering intently. People are just going nuts at this point. Now that things have gotten really active inside the cage, and it's just been really fun for the crowd. They've enjoyed it. Diana is go. Zotu is out. Kallista, anything you'd be doing?
I'm just shaking my head, just kind of muttering like, Moby would have loved this. And that's it.
Probably would have.
Yeah.
I think Anastazius would have loved this too.
Anna would have loved this.
Yeah.
They both would have loved this.
Yeah.
But Moby watching his cousin do that freaking move.
Over where the little snake thing was going around the torch, you can see two other patrons are sitting there like watching it now. Like the one got scared and ran off, and the other two were like, "Oh, would you look at that?"
Yeah, just continuously going through like the two of them kind of jumping from one to the other, just continuously.
They've really made some upgrades in the Bloody Fist, haven't they? Pulling out all the punches. This is great. My goodness, we haven't had a night like this in I don't know how long. Excellent. All right, Ashlyn, you're up.
I'm gonna, since he tried to get away from me, I'm gonna go back and flank him.
Okay.
So I have myself at like 15 feet away from him right now.
Yeah.
With Locke on the other side. Okay, so
you're
I'm gonna go find
coming
him.
up behind him. Yeah. He looks like he's getting ready to try to yank this cage with the gem inside of it off of Lachlan.
Yeah, no, he's grabbing List and he looks like a dork. I know, he looks like a dork. So I'm gonna try to
Fighting
stab
words.
him.
Yeah.
Nope, fail. Oh wait, I'm fine.
You're flanking. The 18, unfortunately, well, actually beats it. That hits.
Okay.
You hit.
Oh.
Ouch. 15 points.
I'm gonna hit him again. Oh, good thing I'm getting a
Yeah. Wow. This is
double nat ones. Good thing you had advantage. Yeah.
And then, come on, something. I'm gonna kick his shin.
Oh God! You hit him in the shin for another 9. He is standing up. He's still got one hand kind of on the cage. Actually, when you kick him in the shin, he actually pulls the hand away and he's bouncing on his like. Ugh.
Good.
Oh, he's hunched over. He's holding his back. He's not looking good at all, Ashlyn. He's stumbling a little bit, blood pouring from the side of his mouth.
Don't touch my Lachlan!
I'm scared too.
You just won't quit, will you? You should give up.
Never.
Give up now.
I don't have a weapon, buddy.
I know what he's gonna do.
Oh no. Oh no.
I know what he's gonna do.
Uh-oh. We're gone.
Lachlan,
Yes.
Oh no.
he's gonna attempt to grab you and club you over Ashlyn's head. Like he's gonna try to
Alright.
pick you up and like suplex you
Yeah, just-
onto the other side.
Viewers, please forgive me while I do this to my DM.
Oh, man.
Matthew has done this
Okay.
in every single one of my campaigns, so now I'm bringing it back. Alright, he's gonna try to grab you, Lachlan. You can try to
Okay.
get out of his way.
I'll try to acrobatics away. Is that how it
You
works?
can if you'd like.
Okay. Whoa! I rolled a 25.
Gosh.
I'm a slippery little
You
gnome.
slip out of his grasp. He's like, oh, you can see he's just not as strong as he was. He's weak right now, and he just one final effort to just grab a hold of you. Oh, would you just give me the cage? I want
Well,
that
like
gem.
run up. Nice.
And that ends his turn. Molfin, you're still in the cage.
Unfortunately.
I forgot.
And Lachlan is still holding the gem?
Lachlan still has it, yeah. All he's got to do is get it out of that cage.
That's the only task I gave you, Lachlan.
Not doing so well.
This entire time.
Wolfen's just going to sort of shake his head a little bit and just Misty step out, pop right next to Molfin the Second. Just still invisible, just
Okay. What's
sort of quietly trying to only get the immediate group of the three of them.
okay?
Well, wasn't that strange how the sword just seemed to burst into light? That's it.
Is the how long light lasts for?
Light is, I think it's 10 minutes.
Is it 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that's
1 hour.
1 hour.
1 hour. So that sword is still glowing, sticking into the sand inside
Yep.
the cage. Lachlan, it's your go.
Alrighty, and
got
Ashlyn's
this.
within 5 feet of this guy.
You got this lumbering half orc, and Ashlyn's just like beating on the back of him, like kicking him in the back of the legs and stuff.
Alrighty, I'll do a leaping short sword attack on him.
Do it with advantage.
Oh, thank goodness!
Yeah,
Thank
'cause you're
goodness!
flanking.
And then within the 5 feet, I probably get my sneak attack as well.
You do.
Which is
Yeah.
Holy rogues.
Lachlan, do us a favor and describe how you take down Mosk.
alrighty. When he tries to grab me, I just want to kind of like run up his arms, do a flip in the air, and come down with the short sword on him.
Nice. Yeah, you,
Nice.
you strike down, and then you just hear him go. He lumbers a little bit to the left, lumbers to the right,
Don't fall on me!
and then sand just puffs up, and he is just down, out, completely out cold.
Nice. Good job, Lachlan. Now, did you get the thing out of the thing?
Still working on that.
Okay. I guess it's puzzle time.
And it's
There's probably just
and the minute he lands, you guys hear a bell being rung loudly from the side.
Oh no, here come the lions.
He's ringing the bell. I can't remember the name of this guy. What was the name of this guy? It was something really ridiculous.
Marty behind the bar.
Marty. That was his name.
Marty.
Marty starts
Marty?
calling. Marty keeps calling. He starts calling up. That will end this bout. Our winners and the recipients of the gem within the box. Our very own Cobra, and you said it was Ashlyn?
Yes.
And Ashlyn! And the crowd just erupts. Just
I make the
cheer.
bow snakes double in size.
Nice.
Oh, the snakes are just kind of wrapping around the cage as they double in size, jumping from torch to torch, and the place erupts. There's just booze being thrown everywhere. Mulfin Prime, you're just standing there invisible, but just getting coated with ale and wine and all kinds of different liquids of drinks. And this place just goes crazy.
Woo.
And then they begin to untie the ropings, and they let you guys out with the gem. And a guy comes over and has this like special key, you know, kind of like whenever you go to the store and you buy this article of clothing that has the thing on it. It's like he has a special key that he drives in the top, and they open it up and they hold out this giant aquamarine gem with a pristine cut, and they hand it over to both of you. And they're just, the crowd is just cheering. Some of them are just coming up to you, Lachlan, and just putting their hands on your shoulder, like shaking you like this, you know. It's kind of like whenever a basketball team wins a really important game and the crowd just rushes the floor, and the fans are like right next to the players and stuff. That's
I'm backing towards the exit, staying away from all those crowds. I'm now handing out. Nope.
I'm watching the gem the whole time, make sure nobody gets it and steals it.
all right. You got it. Did you take it, Lachlan, or did Ashlyn take the gem?
You're muted, Sarah.
Oh yeah, Sarah, you're muted.
Sarah, you're muted.
You're muted.
Me and Diana are just laughing in a corner right now.
Okay.
But Lachlan can have the gem right now.
Right now, I like the
Right now.
qualifier. Yeah.
For this moment.
Holding on.
You can see that there are several of the employees, some of the like bodyguards and bouncers from the facility are going in. Looks like some of them are trying to pick up Mosk, and they're having a difficult time dragging him out of there because he's just so massive. It takes about 3 of those guys just to, like, they're putting his, you know, limp arms over their shoulders and just dragging him. His feet are just dragging behind.
Are either one of the ones trying to pick him up the bouncers that went after Diana?
Yeah, one of them is, yeah.
As Molfin watches them struggling, grease right under their feet.
Oh man.
Because I'm still invisible for another
smart.
moment.
You just see all 3 of them. they slip and just fall in sandy grease now. That's just all over this floor. And it's like,
It just sounds gross.
it's gross because the grease and the sand are like starting to mold together and it's sticking to them. So it's kind of like being tarred and feathered.
Oh, what a mess.
They're covered in
They're not having a good time.
grimy grease, and now the Mosk is unconsciously fallen into it as well, face down.
Well, that's good.
Seems like a few other employees have gotten Zotu up easily. His little halfling form. They move him out. They carefully walk around the grease on the floor. And the others, there's like 3 employees are just surrounding this sword, watching it glow green, and are just afraid to touch it. Like they're just looking at it. They're going, Vec, you go ahead and take it. No, I think you should do it. And the woman employee's like, what if you took it at the same time? Maybe you wouldn't. No, why don't you take it? I think maybe I don't. And one just turns around and just walks away. All right, guys. You have beat Mosk and Zotu.
Wow.
And you can see that behind the counter, they have scratched through Mosk and Zotu, and they moved you on to the next bracket. If you'd like to participate.
What? No. Probably shouldn't.
How does that schedule line up with a funeral?
It would be after the funeral. The funeral will probably take place early afternoon.
Okay.
Probably last about and the ceremony itself probably lasts about an hour, but if it's an Anastazius funeral, the after party might last for hours afterwards.
Yeah.
The after party.
And there's like a half-hour parade before the funeral. And then there's the procession of the funeral, and then there's the after party.
When most people mourn, Anastazius wanted an after party.
I support that. That's rocking.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
If you remember the after party, you didn't party hard enough, and Anastasia
Exactly.
That's exactly right. Yep. But yeah, Lachlan, you've got people coming up asking you for your autograph.
Signing. I've got my quill. Sign their forehead. You know.
Let me sign your baby.
Yeah.
Ashlyn, you've got people coming up to you asking you for your autograph. They're just.
Hi.
Most of them have had so much alcohol. They're just beyond the point, and they're getting ready to announce the next. There's actually another fight coming up after you guys.
Wow. They stay out late.
They do.
Yeah, this place is wild.
It is a wild place. The place is just ecstatic because this fight ended up being like better than they even imagined. With all the like weird stuff going on with the torches and the light show and stuff that was added onto it. Like Marty's like, I didn't plan for this. I didn't hire a mage to come in and do anything really cool like this.
I pulled the snake's dam back into my hands and snuffed them out.
So, are you trying to do that, like, are you trying to be sneaky about it, or are you just doing it in full view?
I don't care who sees me, because I'm leaving soon anyway.
Marty actually comes up to you and he's like, that was amazing. You guys, drinks and meal on the house.
Nice, Marty. Thank you.
New career.
Can I postpone
Cage
mine
fighter.
for tomorrow night instead?
Sure, I can do that. Yes. That. Can you do those things perhaps again tomorrow night?
If I'm in the mood, we'll see how I feel.
Oh, okay.
This is true.
I hope you come back in a great mood. Look
Aw.
at how happy
nice.
look at how happy our customers are. One of them's like chugging this massive ale, and it's just he's just got it way up here, and it's dropping all over his face. He's like missing his mouth altogether. Look, they're so happy.
Yeah. I know someone who would have loved this. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow.
Oh, good. Those Ashlyn and the Cobra, they're quite the fighters. They could make a
quite
killing in
something.
this business.
A killing, huh?
I mean, we make
Somewhere
a
in the
killing
background, you
as a
just hear
business
all
anyway.
What was that, Molfin?
From somewhere in the background, you just hear, that sounds promising.
He looks behind him for a second, doesn't see anything.
Well, you kids
wish-
can stay and drink if you want, but I got some last-minute funeral preparations to do, so...
Oh yeah, what time is it?
What time is it?
What time is it? Yeah.
It's pretty late. I would say it's.
Oh, okay.
You guys started your fight. It was a little after sundown.
Yeah.
No, so it wouldn't be too incredibly late. I'd say probably. I don't know. Probably like 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Okay.
That's fine. I want to go back to the hospice and talk to like whoever's organizing the funeral procession. There's a couple of things I want done ahead of time, like set up ahead of time. So I'm just gonna go deal with that and then probably go to bed and let them have their fun for now.
Okay.
Callista's on a mission.
Okay.
Do you think I could find a hobo with a guitar?
What?
Do you think I could find a hobo with a guitar?
Hobo with a guitar. You want to look
Like,
for...
you know, like a homeless person in the city trying to
Like busking?
Yeah.
You might be able to. Yeah, probably within the dock ward that you're in. Probably.
Yeah.
Or the trades ward maybe would probably be your best bet.
I'm gonna go out and look for a guy with a guitar.
Okay, let's...
try and get my-
okay, it might take you a little bit of time. You have to make a survival
Okay.
check.
That's fine with me.
I want to ask for the bag of holding back from Kallista because I've got
Oh
all my
yeah,
stuff
she
in
would.
there.
Yeah, she give that back to you
Thank you.
before she left.
All right, so Ashlyn has left. She's going on a mission to find...
Lachlan, don't spend that all at one place.
It's for the team.
Okay.
Diana and
Me-
Mulfin, what would you guys be doing as this is all...
I tell them to behave themselves because we have a funeral tomorrow, and I go say goodnight and I leave.
Where is Gramps? Man, he would really enjoy this.
Well, for the second you're welcome. Did someone call?
Oh, there you are.
Oh, hello.
What have you?
I'll
I suppose
probably
I would
just...
be the better looking. Don't tell me I said that.
I will give everybody one last little thing of healing, and then in case they need it, and then I'm gonna go home and go. Well, not home, but like back to where we were, and I'll go to sleep too, since you said it was pretty late.
What did we say the name of that place was?
Oh, do I have it down?
You guys helped me come up with a name, so I can't remember exactly what.
The Flying Pelican.
The Flying Pelican?
Like, oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's where you guys are
Spell
staying, so...
it here.
It's a pretty nice place. Pretty ritzy. Costs a little bit of money.
Yeah, Mulfin took care of it, though.
And so Diana is headed back there for her night's rest. And
Mulfin Prime is going to wait till people start to disperse from our group,
Oh no.
okay,
and then just sit outside of that place to watch the next bout for a little bit.
okay.
Much like the young lady was doing earlier to get some information on the potential opponents for tomorrow night.
Ashlyn, make a perception check for me too, as you're getting ready to leave.
Ooh, not so good.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do hear, as you're walking out the door, it doesn't really strike you or anything, you just kind of keep walking. But they announce the name of Ray Jaskima to the ring as you're headed out.
Okay.
And Lachlan, are you staying? Are you hanging out?
I'm getting just swept up in the moment and the attention and the adoration.
You've got people buying you alcohol left and right.
Yeah!
I mean, you have a seat at this table where all these just crowded with men and women of different, a couple different races, some gnomes, some halflings, some humans, and they're just having a great time. They're just thrilled to be at the same table as the Cobra.
Telling them about the time I saved Bryn Shander. It's,
Brock came with you. Did all your friends come with you too, Lachlan?
I think they came with, right?
They're all like,
Yeah, they were with you.
they are loving the moment as well. Everyone except for Fallen, Fire Arrow.
Ooh, yeah.
He is not very social, so he's standing in the corner after he got an alcoholic beverage spilled on him, and he is just look. If his skin weren't already red, he would just be bright red in anger and
Oh, in anger.
yeah. He's not happy. He's just in the corner.
Oh.
He's got one leg up, kind of on the corner. He's just like leaning on the, as this place is just going mad. Muffin. The next fight, the rules are very similar. So they reset up the cage to try to make it a fair bout on who gets to the championship match. As you can see, there is that woman that you saw Diana and Kallista talking to in the corner steps in with it's bright white and gold gi with just this. She just looks like this beautiful woman. Blonde, sparkling hair. Almost seems her skin almost seems to be like this amber color that just glistens in the room. She carries herself very confidently. Doesn't seem to have any fear whatsoever. As Diana faints.
Diana fell in love a little.
And it seems like she is going against, and you watch as they announce the name Creature.
Oh, Creature.
And it looks human, but a massive human, probably 6'5". Looks like a linebacker. Steps up wearing all black. Has this mask. If you can imagine Bane from Batman. Has this black mask over his face. Looks like he has a scar coming down his eye, and his eye is completely white where that scar crosses through. And half of his buzzed haircut is just completely gone. You don't know if it might have been from like where he's been burned before and the hair just won't grow back.
Oh.
But he steps in and he's just this hulking mass, and he's got a massive glaive that he pulls out, and he just looks like he just begins to laugh at this woman who's much shorter than him, but she just stares him down. She doesn't even afraid. There's no fear whatsoever in her face. They also call the names of I believe it's Ludmilla, who looks like a cliche pirate. She's got the bandana, and she's got like the swashbuckler look to her as she steps in. Very dark toned skin as she goes in. She looks overly confident in herself, and she is partnered up with the Creature. You also see Wells Dewspark, a half elf, who goes in. Seems to be wielding two short swords. Looks wearing earth tones. Looks perhaps dressed similar to Sarvin. Whenever you guys met him, kind of keeping the same types of armor. Lachlan, you recognize some of these people as scouts or rangers. You think that maybe this might be his profession.
Wonder how he handles a bow.
Yeah, it seems like he's a little
fingers. I see the calluses.
Yeah, you see the calluses. It looks like he's a little disappointed that this is a no melee or ranged weapons bout. But you can see they released the bats once more after it took the employees forever to get those bats back into those compartments. It frustrated them beyond belief. But as the bout starts, you notice that every now and again, almost too quick to even, you have to be really watching. But as Ray is swiftly running around the room, she goes to the Creature and she gets her fists ready and she goes to make an uppercut, and you watch as this flash, super bright, just goes whoosh, kind of like somebody was taking a picture with a camera. The flash is bright, but just split second, and then gone before anybody can even notice. And you watch as Creature goes, grabs his face and says, "What was that?" And he runs back towards her with the glaive, and then you watch as another flare of this bright light just goes super fast. And it's almost like it wasn't even a challenge. She's standing there, 1 foot on top of Creature, absolutely unconscious. It doesn't even look like he landed a blow against her.
I want to learn how to do that.
And
He's gonna be up against her.
make an insight check, Molfin, since you're closely watching. Lachlan, were you closely watching too?
No, I'm probably distracted by all the attention, to be honest.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm going to burn my DM's inspiration on this one.
Okay.
Insight's not my strength. Wow.
Wow. You're right. It's not.
Wow.
You continue to watch. It's almost as if like she let the other two kind of have at it for a while. And Wells and this pirate woman are just back and forth, grappling one another. One's got him in headlock. It looks like Ludmilla has got Wells in a headlock. They're both bleeding a little bit. Looks like they've had a rough bout. And then all of a sudden, you see that flash one more time. Ludmilla's eyes get really wide. And then she falls limp, unconscious, next to Wells. And then they ring the bell. They didn't even...
Like 10...
She didn't even attempt to go for the ladder. She didn't even attempt to go for the gem. She just went right after him. Head on. No fear. No restraint. Full commitment. And just wipes a little sand off of her shoulder.
Damn.
And she walks out. The crowd is pretty much stunned. This combat took less time than the previous fight. It left what was a roaring crowd from your fight is just a stunned crowd right now. And they hand the gem over to Ray. And she just looks at it. She waves it off and just walks by. And then Wells comes up, wiping a little bit of blood off of it, grabs the gem, and stows it away. And then the cleanup starts for the end of that fight, and they scratch off Creature and Ludmilla's name, and they put Ray and Wells underneath Cobra and Ashlyn for the championship.
Does it look like the other two are still alive?
They are alive, yes. She didn't kill him.
Molfin wants to hunt her down. She's still in the bar?
She was headed towards the door. It looked like she was looking around. But she, with that insight check, you're not sure why.
Yeah. Molfin's gonna go up and stop her.
Okay. So Molfin, you stand in front of her before she leaves.
That was quite an impressive show you put on.
I've had a lot of practice. I always could use some more.
Do you think you will have that sort of luck tomorrow evening? With one who can move almost as, well, perhaps even quicker than you can. Be interested to see which one of you two is faster.
I've studied her moves closely. I believe I'm still faster. Were you watching the same fight?
Yes, those little flashes of light from your hands were quite entertaining.
It's the divine power that I have. Maybe perhaps your monk should learn the ways of the Sun Soul. Maybe those same divine rights may be blessed upon her.
Is it something you are considering offering her?
I'm a little disappointed she didn't stay. I wanted her to see for herself. But perhaps tomorrow night I will show her.
We have a funeral to plan.
I got a hobo to find.
And a hobo to find.
One can never be too certain when a divine influence is watching.
Oh yeah, we'd probably get cursed. Something. If I decide to worship
I
it.
do not believe she has shown all she has to offer.
I think I have. But don't tell me.
We just see once the final bout comes, if she truly shows you all her power.
Make an intimidation check, Molfin.
What's he gonna roll in this one?
Yeah.
A -1.
Better.
Oh,
Listen, Gnome, I have no fear of your monk friend. But I think she can learn a thing or two from me.
Or perhaps you will learn more from her than you planned. But it seems either way this conversation is moot. And with that, Molfin is just gonna bark a quick word at her. And vanish. Misty step right out the door. Right out whatever window Molfin
And
can
I misty step away.
And I Missy step away. That's gonna be Molfin's MO from now on.
see.
This conversation is over.
Over.
And that mysterious misty glow just swirls around and dissipates in front of her. And she continues to walk towards the door.
And Molfin is now actively running back towards the inn.
Okay.
Well, as running as the little old gnome can. Trying to find Ashlyn because he has no idea she's searching for a hobo with a guitar.
Yeah. And eventually, probably about 20 minutes, Ashlyn, you do find someone, a street musician, just playing, has a guitar case open in the middle of the street,
Yeah.
looking for a few copper and silver pieces, you know? You see a few copper and silver in there, and playing a very sad melody.
Aww.
One you'd
The
expect.
Wall of Wonders.
Yeah, it's...
Your playing is fantastic, sir. And I would like to purchase the guitar off of you.
You purchase my guitar.
Yes.
Well, this is one of the few things I have. It's...
Yes, but I will give you 10 platinum for it.
What?
Yes.
Here! You can take my hat, too! Take...
I don't want your hat. It looks kind of scruffy. I just wanted to make an even exchange for you. I think that you are very talented. I think you deserve a better instrument. And here you go. Here's your 10 platinum, and I will take that guitar from
Oh,
you.
yeah. What else? Do you want anything else? Here, you want my socks? Would you like to buy my socks?
Ew! Ew, no! No!
I'll give you my
Ew, I
shoes.
don't-
You can have...
No!
I
Please go buy yourself a new set of clothes.
I will! Oh! And he just starts running down the street. Oh.
Okay,
You hear him like
well,
this.
I'm glad I made that guy stay. So now I got a guitar. And I'll go back to the inn.
Yeah. It's a real beat up guitar. Like it's
That's fine.
it's you know, a lute that one string is missing. It's worn out
got
because
character,
it
like
it has a
Ashla.
lot of character. It does. It's
I love it.
I think it's perfect, BB.
Yeah. So where are you headed back to?
Just the inn.
Okay. So you guys are all Lachlan, are you staying out late?
Yep.
Okay. You're staying at the
Getting
Bloody
caught up in
Biz?
the moment.
Yeah, they keep bringing you don't have to pay for anything. Like
I love this place.
like would you just go ahead, would you get completely wasted?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. Your buddies all do too. Like they're actually just telling everybody else that they're like your managers and you know they're your like hype guys. Just so they'll buy them
Their
drinks
entourage.
too. Yeah, their entourage. So Brock is just
Conor McGregor and his boys.
Brock and Tren, they're completely wasted. Riser, the halfling guy that's with you, that's extra hairy. He's like, he ends up like standing on the table and dancing halfway through the night, and then slips on a few glasses and then falls unconscious onto the table, which is usually what happens when you take him out to drink.
Okay.
And he just completely is just passed out. I don't think you've ever been out with him where he hasn't gotten completely wasted, made a fool out of himself, and passed out.
He's that guy.
We all know somebody like that.
We all have one. We all have one.
He is that guy.
Those people only there.
Fullen, basically he stays in the back. He cools off a little bit eventually throughout the night, and he's the guy that's going to make sure that you guys get back to where you need to go.
Good thing.
Not 100%.
Oh, he's the designated friend.
He's the designated friend.
He's Kallista.
Not happy about it, but still the
That's
designated
me.
friend.
No,
you know?
I feel that guy. that was me. I feel that guy so much. Deal with your guys' bull crap. Clean up your mess.
So eventually, Lachlan, you and your crew get back. I would say Kallista and Diana were probably back first.
No, I went to the hospice for an hour or
you went to the
so,
hospice.
a couple
Yeah.
hours. Yeah,
You were-
just to get things organized. I have a couple things that I want them to prepare.
Yeah, you do speak to Jidek. He was the guy that greeted you guys the first time you came in. He's a high priest of Ilmater. And he is kind of in charge of the order of the funeral and everything. And he's closely working with you to make sure that this is exactly how it should go for Anastazius. So
I wanted them to hire an orchestra to perform a waltz performance.
Yeah.
So I want that being done.
yeah, that was already done. They had already prepared that. That was one thing on the
Okay.
list. I would assume
Yeah.
that you had a list ahead of time.
Yeah. I also want them to set up torches wherever the speeches are going to be made. I want torches set up around that platform.
Oh yes, absolutely. That will be done. They do have a platform in the City of the Dead that's pretty much it's made out of stone. It's like a stone stage of some sort that's already pretty much ready to go. They just have to adorn it. Usually they cover the place in flowers and put these torches out and things of that nature.
I would probably go out personally and adjust any of the flowers with Druidcraft to make it more colorful if I don't see it fit enough.
Yeah.
And
you
put
could- you
in
could
a
get up-
bunch of forget-me-nots kind of like going up the rows.
You could either leave from the hospice and go to the actual place before you
Yeah,
go back
I
to do
would.
that, because
Yeah,
I would
I
assume
would
they
do
would
that.
set a little bit of that up already to get it ready.
Yeah, I would do that. I'd basically just spend the next 2 hours talking to them first at the hospice, then the next hour I go to the City of the Dead and prepare as I see fit.
Wait, you don't trust B4 Flowers?
Kallista doesn't know B4 Flowers. and B4 Flowers don't know Anastazius, so
That's right. Yep.
no.
Yep. And
I'm a druid. I can Druidcraft better than they can.
That's true.
another thing that they do ask you is they actually had someone. Jidek tells you we had someone approach us representing the Lord's Alliance. His name was Mr. Sildar Hallwinter. He would like to make an address at the funeral as well on behalf of the Lord's Alliance, if that is sufficient.
Of course, that makes total sense. Of course.
Perfect. What would you like the order to be of the addresses during the eulogy?
Yeah, he can go first.
Okay, so Sildar will go first from the Lord's Alliance.
Yep.
Okay.
Were any of the other party aside from me and Ashlyn making announcements? She would have asked you guys that, making speeches.
Before you got wasted.
Yeah, before you guys got wasted. Nobody? Just me and Ashlyn?
Leaving it up to the people who are better at writing speeches.
Okay.
I'm too scared.
That's fine. So, okay,
Diana's flaw is she has stage fright.
was there anyone else that requested to make a speech aside from him?
There were not.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah, that was the only person that they had professionally come out and say that they wanted.
Okay, so he can go first, then Ashlyn, then I'll go last.
Okay. So Ashlyn and then Kallista?
Yeah.
Alrighty. He does ask you, is there a specific holy symbol that we should have present for Anastazius? Was there a god that favored Anastazius? Anyone
Gods
that...
weren't really either of our things, but if we have to choose one, I would say probably the Moonweaver or the one with the trickster gods, something along those lines. If we must.
Oh, fair enough. We don't have to overdo it. We'll just present the holy symbols,
Of course.
and we won't.
Yeah, one of the trickster gods. I think the Moonweaver. Not sure.
Okay. he takes note of that as well as he's getting everything ready. And he looks at you and says, "Oh, it will be great, Kallista. We'll have everything ready for you. It will be a wonderful celebration of a fallen hero."
For now. All right, I'm going to the City of the Dead. I will see you tomorrow.
Okay. See you in the morning.
See you in the morning.
Okay. So you're heading to embellish the floral arrangements a little bit. When you arrive, they're actually really well done. You're actually pretty shocked. You had your doubts, but as you approach, they're well done. You do a little bit of embellishing here and there. You brighten up some of the colors.
I basically would like to do like a rainbow in the color of his painted nails in the same order
Oh yeah,
of
perfect.
his painted nails.
Yeah.
And then throughout where people would be sitting, I put forget-me-nots.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, it looks like they have enough room for a good number of people to sit. The problem is the City of the Dead is still a pretty packed area.
Yeah,
And
yeah, I expect as much.
as many people as are going to be lining the streets, not everybody's going to be able to get into this part. So it's just going to be a small number that actually get in to watch the actual presentation.
All right.
When do we have to go get your dad?
In the morning,
Okay.
which is what I will do when I wake up at dawn. So, yeah. Then Kallista will go back and go to bed.
All right.
The Molfin twins are sitting downstairs having a conversation, waiting for Kallista.
All right. Kallista, as you walk in, Molfin and
That's too
Molfin
much.
are sitting across from each other at a table, enjoying a nice drink.
I feel like I'm going to be having more migraines twice as often. What are you two up to?
You, feel free to head up to the room. We will talk to you, and I will talk to you when I return. Oh. Molfin II's going to head upstairs so Molfin Prime can talk to you. Kallista, we spoke briefly of your father coming tomorrow.
Yes.
Now, you have warned, well, mostly me, given the arcane nature of my abilities, but that this city seems to be able to detect when certain magics are used.
Mm-hmm.
Have you given thought to that situation in regards to your father and the Hat of Disguise?
It would depend if he can get through an underground tavern or an underground cavern through the sewers. That's a possibility. Or we just risk the Hat of Disguise through the main point of entrance.
My concern is if they find him once he is in here. Not being allowed entrance is difficult, but it is safe.
Right.
Easy to escape from.
Well, I have told him that if it's too risky, he doesn't need to force it. If we can, we will.
It was
I know.
more I wanted to speak with you. If something happens, where can we meet outside of town? I will make a scene and then make myself scarce. And we can meet up outside town. If the attention is on me, your father should be able to slip away. And as you know, I have my ways of moving unseen.
I'm aware. I'm assuming it would be past the farms up north we could meet.
So whatever you think is best, I know tomorrow will not be easy. And it is not something I want to put on you in the moment's notice. If you at least are aware before if something happens. That I am not trying to detract anything, but it is only if it is necessary to aid
Of course.
his escape.
I'm kind of banking on the fact that they don't tend to ask you to register during the day. Early in the morning when they open the gates and a bunch of people are coming through, they often just let them in, and it's only after the week is done. Unless they have intention to stay, then they register right away. But if he's just a traveling person, in theory...
Traveling person here for the Service.
For the service, in theory, it should be fine. It's only if they ask him to register and he has to put his hands on the identification system, that's where things get tricky.
Would you like me to send one of me with you?
I never thought I'd say this, but yes, probably.
That has got to be an iconic quote right there.
I suppose I better put myself to bed then. Both of me.
Yes. I'll be getting up early.
I am a bit older than you, so you may need to rap on the door a bit, but
I'll wake you up.
we will be prepared.
All right. Go to bed.
Good evening.
Right.
Wolfen's gonna go tell himself what his plan is, and
Actually, Molfin, as you're leaving and walking up the stairs, you guys hear this chaos coming through the front door. And it is Tren, Lachlan, and all his buddies. And they are just singing tunes and just carrying on a ruckus. It's Kallista, they are...
Drink, fight.
They're completely wasted, and you see the tiefling friend of Lachlan, Fallen, his red skin complexion and these two horns that stick kind of straight up from his head. He just looks like he has... It's kind of like he's been on a ride in a car with 4 annoying people for the last hour, and it's just like, you know... I just want to be away from these
so
guys.
Done.
He's done.
He's so done.
You can see that Riser, the guy that passed out, he's barely hanging on around Trends. Like he's just he's like drooling a little bit, the halfling, and they're just trying to help him up the steps, and looks like they're gonna crash on Lachlan's floor.
Let's rally, guys.
Wolfen's gonna look at the tiefling. Is the tiefling seeming to help them up the stairs?
He seems to be headed that way.
As he passes, Wolfen's gonna lead a little over. Put the lot of them, including my grandson, in the tub. Just enough water to keep them dripping wet, but enough that they won't drown. Let them wake up uncomfortable.
You see a little smirk start to appear on his face. I like you.
It's the small things.
And then he just continues to move on. You get the impression this guy is he prefers action over words. Just helps him. You can see he sneaks in a swift kick to the rear end of Riser, the halfling. Maybe that'll stir him up a bit.
Whichever shoulder out at Kallista. Some of his friends seem decent.
Yeah, not bad.
Off to bed.
All right. You guys head off to bed, and that's a perfect place for us to take our break for the evening. As you guys are going to get the benefits of a long rest. As you're staying in the Flying Pelican, and we will be back in about 5 to 7 minutes, guys, so stay right here. We'll be back. We've got a funeral coming up.
Oh yeah.
Yay.
It's
Or, you know,
time.
escaping a city.
Or one or the other. Yeah.
It's like a Rocky and Bullwinkle episode. It's either A or B.
Hope you guys are having a good time tonight. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. No. There we go. Welcome back, everybody, to Storm King's Thunder episode 71, right here at Proficiency Bonus. My name is Michael, your humble and merciful Dungeon Master. So good to see everybody back. Our adventurers just finished a wild late night of fisticuffs at the Bloody Fist, where Ashlyn and Lachlan prevailed against two terrible foes. They got gifted a very large, nicely cut, pristine aquamarine gem that they now have in their possession. And you guys have just enjoyed a nice rest after Kallista made the final preparations for Anastazius' funeral. With the High Priests of Ilmater within the Hospice of St. Laupson. And it seems like the day has finally arrived as the sun begins to cascade its orange light over the horizon. Lachlan, you wake up with somebody's elbow in your ribs.
Oh, have I been...
And you open your eyes, and you, Tren, Brock, and Riser are in one of the bathtubs.
Do I still have all my organs?
You still have all of your organs, yes. You're fully clothed, and everything is just like soaking wet. You actually have, like, it's like when you've been in a swimming pool too long, your fingers are all like wrinkled. And
have I soiled myself?
You may have. But then again, you're not really sure if that was you or Riser or one of the other guys.
Another one of those nights.
And they all start to come to as well. You all suffer 1 point of exhaustion.
Okay.
As you had a terrible night's rest and you have a terrible headache.
Do we still get the benefits of a long rest?
You still get the benefits of the long rest, but you will have a point of exhaustion for the day. So disadvantage on skill checks.
Oh, great.
Oh, great.
Because you got a massive headache right now. And you're just extremely uncomfortable in your wet leather armor.
Wait, what time's the funeral? Guys.
You don't think you've overslept or anything. As the sun seems to have woken you up.
Okay.
The rest of you wake up. What would you like to do for your morning as you guys come to?
I would have woken up early and got one of the Molfins and gone out to meet my dad up at past the North Gate where he said he would meet me.
Oh no, does Molfin Prime and Molfin the Second get portents?
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
Goodness gracious.
Molfin the Second is just a copy of Molfin with all of the same abilities.
Oh my gosh, the campaign has broken.
Oh, this is so dangerous. They both rolled a 9.
Ashlyn's tuning her
Yeah.
guitar, getting it ready to go.
What? Oh, I put an enter at the end of that. Messed up my macro. Molfin Prime will send Molfin the Second with Kallista,
Okay.
and we'll prepare to meet up wherever the procession is going to be, for with the rest of the group.
Okay. Do you guys think that? Ryle, the Kallista's dad, do you think that he would process in? I thought you guys talked about having him somewhere inside already.
Yeah.
Am I recalling that information
Oh,
correctly?
yeah, I think you're right. I think he said he could get himself in.
Yeah, and then he
Right?
was
And
gonna
we would meet
hide
him
in a
somewhere?
mausoleum in the City of the Dead.
Well, he said he could meet you guys to the north of the city. We could do the disguise and bring him in the morning before the procession started. I
Yeah.
think I may be wrong, but I thought that was what you guys had discussed.
Yeah, I
with
think
him.
you're right. That sounds right.
I got rid of my notebook.
So that way it would help him to avoid like having any run-ins
Right.
with anybody.
Yeah.
And then perhaps he could slip out after everything has died down a little bit and
Yep.
people have moved
Yep.
on to after parties and such.
Yep. So I would do that.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, you make your way with Molfin the Second to the upper parts of the city. You can see that they have floral arrangements around a lot of the light posts in town, and they're as you requested in the rainbow pattern. And as you're walking by, occasionally you see a flower that is a little bit less than perfect, and you just druidcraft it into perfection as you make your way by. Would you guys be having any conversation as you're making your way, or?
Molfin wouldn't start anything. He's having all of Molfin's memories. Today is not the day you hope, the druid.
Especially
just quietly
today.
walking about.
Especially today.
Yeah.
Give her this
Yeah.
one day of reprieve, please.
Molfin is smart enough to know that this might not be the day to start anything.
Yeah, it's
And
walking like 5 steps behind, just enough to be there in case something happens, but
Mhm.
trying to be quiet, trying to sort of almost fade into non-existence behind her.
yeah, you
And
guys.
Callista's not really paying attention. She knows he's there, but yeah, she's kind of like just hyper focused on the energy and the funeral and any flowers. Like she's just trying to make it as perfect as possible for Anna.
Sure, absolutely. You do make your way up past the market. You can see that people are setting up their market. It seems like day-to-day activities are still going to go on. They may shut down a little bit during the procession. It doesn't seem like the procession is going to go the entire route of the city. They just didn't have enough time to prepare all that. So it looks like it's going to come down through the North Ward. Perhaps maybe start near the Sea Ward where some of the nobles that Anastazius had a big impact on their lives might want the procession to start.
Right, yep.
And you guys make your way through the Field Ward. The Field Ward it's strange because it's outside of a wall. Like you go through one of the walls of the city, and it's not as nice as the other parts. It reminds you a lot of the Dock Ward in that it's a little dumpy. The structures are not, some of them are looking kind of ramshackle. A lot more homeless people that you see, beggars and things like that around. You guys make your way to the North Gate. It seems like they have a little bit more of a city guard at the North Gate. Probably keeping tabs on all these urchins and kids that are running around without a home, and it's almost like going into a completely different city when you get to the Field Ward. And you guys make your way up to where Ryle had told you to meet him, and there is a small cave behind a outcropping of trees. And you make your way into the cave a little bit, and eventually you hear him call out to you, Kallista. I see you've made it, my daughter.
Are you sure you want to do this?
I'm sure. I am sure. Yes.
Okay.
Are you okay with it, my dear?
I'm okay with it. And I think Anna would want you there.
I would definitely want to pay my respects.
Of course. Alright, let's go.
I see you've taken off your mask.
Uh-huh.
One may say that.
Not quite.
Allow me to introduce myself.
Oh god, here we
Wolf in
go.
a second.
Muffin, you are the son?
No, there's 2 of them now.
There are 2
Yes.
Yep.
of the same.
Yep.
In the flesh.
Huh. By arcane means?
Oh, but
Yep.
of course.
Oh, fascinating. I shall
All
meet.
the skills and knowledge.
I will.
Without the... As the National always calls it, a curtain over my face.
It does sort of look like a curtain. Not really very pleasing aesthetically.
No, but most pleasing powerfully.
I shall want to. Perhaps we can have more conversation on this. Cloning, arcane cloning of some sorts, when we get the opportunity. I'd be much interested in learning how you can obtain this sort of magic.
I would be honored to assist you. But with a quick glance over at Kallista, perhaps not today.
Yeah, Callista's just got a look on her face like, really?
It's like-
They're bonding, really?
Why is my dad bonding with like my worst?
With mom.
It's like-
My annoying mouth
my annoying
number
muffin
2.
friend number 2. It's like that friend that you have. You're like, oh, my parents will never go for this guy, and then or this person. Then you bring them over, and they're like they get along really good, and you're like, oh, what is happening here? No, you see him look back towards the cave where he came from, and you hear him shout down, "Stay put. I'll return shortly." And then he looks back at you, and you see a little bit of movement from down there, but it's pretty dark. You can assume probably it's his spider friends.
Does he have the hat of disguise on?
He does. He gets it out. He brushes some of that dust off of it. So, what are you thinking? Elf noble?
Might as well.
Shall I? He looks to Molfin as well. So he puts it on his head and becomes a very elegant looking elf noble.
Okay. It's only temporary. Let's go.
There.
It's okay, dear. I just wanted to see how it feels.
I just shake my head.
He chuckles a little bit. It's like he's telling you a little joke. It's like a joke that only you guys would understand or something.
Yeah, basically.
And you guys make your way into town. The guard, seeing that there are other people entering in different parts, probably not a lot of people for the funeral entering the north gate, but you do see some people that look like they may be here for a special festival or something like that. You don't really find any problem getting back into the city. It doesn't seem like during the day they're a little bit more flexible. People come in and out for the markets and things like that, so they just
that's what Kallista was banking on, based off her past experience with Anna. So she's like, I know how Anna taught me how to deal with Waterdeep, so let's go it this way.
Absolutely. And you guys make your way down the North Ward. You end up leading Ryled, your father, into the City of the Dead, where you can see that the stage is set. The floor arrangements are set. They have also got symbols for the deities that you had requested set. There are several chairs prepared. It looks like 3 chairs, along with a few chairs that look like they're made for the priests of Ilmater, which will also sit up there with you. Just to make sure that, because they're basically in charge of, you guys put them in charge of this whole outfit, so they're going to make sure they see through it to the end. And you make your way, it's kind of in the bottom corner of the City of the Dead. Like the bottom right-hand corner is where the Hall of Heroes is located.
Hall of Heroes, yeah.
So the procession will lead down the north, from basically where you guys see the word Sea Ward. It's going to go straight across to where it says North Ward. Then it's going to come down and go right by the hospice. There's like this swirling street here that leads right into the City of the Dead, and it's just going to come right down to the Hall of Heroes. That's where they have the basically the procession set up to go, the parade.
Okay.
And you guys successfully get Ryled into that area. I didn't know if you wanted to have him like off to the side, or if you wanted to be...
Yeah, probably somewhere off to the side where he would have room.
Yeah, and he said he's going to use some arcane knowledge that he knows to make sure that if anyone comes near him, he will be able to make himself not as quite as big, so they don't accidentally bump into something they're not expecting to bump into, like a giant spider leg.
Yeah.
Cool. So you guys get everything set up with Ryled. Anything else you guys would be preparing before the funeral?
Molfen Prime would be going to buy clothes, because I just remembered that he's still wearing the clown outfit that Ashlyn bought.
That's right. Yeah, you're still wearing a clown's costume.
Lissa did give you a cloak to wear over top of it, though.
But just trying to find any clothing shop that he can, trying to get it just... Do
you want to look nice, or do you want to look just typical?
Ideally, what Molfen is looking for at this point is something in a charcoal gray or a black robe.
Okay. You do
preferably some sort of embroidery on it, something a little dressier, a little flashier than what he's been wearing.
You find one easily for 2 gold pieces.
Okay.
Ashlyn, since you're speaking, is there anything that you would be doing to get yourself ready?
Trying not to pass out like I am now from worry and fear.
You're gonna be so good.
Okay, so
pacing.
Ashlyn's probably got a little bit of makeup that she's putting over bruises from last night's fight.
Diana, help me with this. I think I got one here. Ow! I think I got one here.
I got you, girl. I got you. Just go.
Diana's helping Ashlyn get ready.
There you go.
Ow, it hurts.
Then like a mother, shut up, it doesn't hurt.
Okay, no.
Cry about. No.
I'll give you something to cry about, yeah.
Great. So preparations seem to be made. Lachlan, is there anything you would be doing to get ready for what's going on?
Just trying not to toss my cookies.
Drinking lots of water.
Right.
Yeah.
You guys are all sitting downstairs. Yeah. You're all sitting downstairs. Everybody's trying to get ready. Trend, like, he went to he paid for the services to go to another bathroom and just get himself all cleaned up. He's still feeling like crap. You guys had a pretty an Anastazius like evening.
We honored him in the way that we know how. Yeah.
Yep.
But everybody seems to be getting ready. There's a buzz around the city. People are starting to come out from their homes. You can see that there are people coming into the city for this big festivity. Anything you guys would be doing before any of this starts?
Just
grabbing something black to wear.
There you go. We got Diana wearing her black robes.
This is a dress.
I don't have any black.
But would Anna want us to be wearing black, though?
No, I've got a rainbow shirt.
Anna would want you to be fabulous, and whatever you're
Yeah,
gonna be
fabulous.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be anything, be fabulous.
If you're gonna
Maybe I
be
should
anything,
go
yeah.
for
Where's that clown outfit?
Yeah,
And
we should
Molten
go
is going
clown.
fabulous. He is owning his black persona.
That's
Okay.
I will
Black
say that
robes.
Callista has done some pink eyeshadow makeup, kind of like what I'm wearing, to
Perfect.
kind of commemorate. But
Nice.
she's still wearing her usual outfit.
Cool.
Like, I want it.
All right.
And she would just spend some time waiting for it to start with Cleo, and that's about it.
Okay.
There you go. So colorful.
And Molfin's waiting for it to start is during the procession will cast light on the top of his staff of power in a bright, like, pink.
Here it is.
Nice.
Ah, the light.
Searing Molfin or Lachlan's headache as he
Oh.
And Molfin will have Molfin II remain wherever Callista put her father. Molfin II will be hanging there.
That's great. Yeah, good idea. So you guys eventually make your way towards the Sea Ward, which is actually where a lot of the nobles reside here in Waterdeep. When you make your way into the Sea Ward, you see that there are several mansions that line the streets. There is a ton of money in this place. Lachlan, you may or may not have visited this place a few times late at night with your buddies.
Yeah. Almost got caught in that one.
And you recognize some of the streets and you know some of the back alleys and where to go. You guys eventually make it where they have a elegantly decorated cart that has a beautiful casket laid in the
Become
back.
digital. Is anyone else getting that?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm getting a robot.
you're going robot on me too. I wonder why. Robot.
Robot?
The Warforged
Yeah,
suddenly appeared.
Let me see if I can change our server and see if I can fix it, guys. That's weird, because I was using the better server. Let's try this one.
I can hear you on this one, yeah.
How about now?
Yeah, that's better.
Nice.
Yeah, good.
How about that? Still good? Oh. Hello? Give me a second, guys. I'm sorry, I lost some audio. I'm gonna try something else. It seems like my Discord is having some issues right now. Hello?
Hey.
Hello?
Hello.
That was really strange, because you guys said it was
Yeah.
better, but I hadn't changed anything yet. And
Yeah, the minute you change it, everyone went dead.
everyone went dead. I tried to change it
That
to
was so
the
weird.
East Coast.
That was so
didn't work.
spooky.
Yeah. Sorry about that, everybody.
All right.
Yeah.
Who was playing the demons?
I'm not
Ben.
demons, I'm devils. That ain't on me. I think the DM is breaking out some demons for this thing.
You guys see a beautiful casket that is just covered in flowers and floral arrangements. You can see two individuals are sitting behind, holding on to reins. One of them's holding reins. Seems like they're adorned in these just amazing looking robes. And there are several horses that are going to pull this this cart. It seems like there's a lot of people lined up ahead of it. It looks like everybody make let's call this history checks.
Okay.
I'm gonna give. Wait, yeah.
My 4 is disadvantage.
Oh yeah, your 4 is disadvantage.
Would this be considered a magic, alchemical, or technological check?
No, this would be your familiarity with factions.
Okay, so you said history.
And I don't, Kallista, you may have advantage on this. I'm still trying to think about it. Did you? I'm gonna give you advantage on it. I think you were the one who saw it.
Okay.
Molfin and Kallista probably know what it is. It seems like there's a lot of members that are in front of this cart that are wearing red and gold. and they look as if they are other members of a faction called the Lord's Alliance.
I know what it is because I have Anna's pin.
You have Anna's pin. And he wasn't very open to you about this, Kallista. This was something that he kind of kept from you.
Yeah, I know.
But you can see that he has a whole faction that is there.
I think he told me like the week before he died that he had some connection to them, but he didn't elaborate much.
Right. So you can see that there's a lot of members of that faction there, sort of being part of the procession as well. You see a lot of nobles of all kinds of various races, and it seems like they're organizing the procession. They're getting ready to start.
Just before it starts, I'm going to cast dancing lights over the casket in pinks and purples.
Beautiful. Nice.
And same, right as Molfen sees Kallista do that, cast light on the top of the staff, sort of trying to blend that pink and purple. Like as I'm watching her light sort of pass in front of each other, trying to get that sort of like a mix of the two of them.
Cool.
Very good.
Nice.
Nice. I love it. And at that point, you begin to hear trumpets as this almost majestic fanfare starts to play throughout the city. If you're listening to the Roll20 music, you'll be able to hear it. Much in fashion of Anastazius, he would want everybody to be up and about and just well-spirited for such an event, even one that could be as awful as his death. He wanted it to be celebrated. So they're playing a very bright, happy, heroic tune, and you can hear the trumpets just loudly throughout the city as they begin to walk and march the casket down the Sea Ward road. There are people all lined up alongside the streets. There are flowers being cast towards the cart. People are throwing confetti. You can see Molfen, some other mages, probably part of the magisters from the city, are casting these dancing sparkler type forms that go into the air and just making really cool effects as the procession continues on. You guys just kind of following behind and walking with the procession?
I'm in front.
Okay. Excellent. So you're in front of in front of the cart or just right behind the casket?
Like right beside the casket.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Molfen's going to try to be as close to Kallista as possible, but further enough back that like I don't want Kallista to be uncomfortable, but want a presence to be within range in case anyone decides to try anything.
Okay. Yeah, so you're keeping a lookout. Just cheers and just, it looks like, imagine just being a part of a grand parade in a city. It has the same atmosphere. You can see everybody's just trying to catch a glimpse of the fallen hero's casket as it makes its way by their home or establishment. Cheers, claps, applauds. You see some people with tears, streaming down their face, but in a more of a respectful passing of a hero kind of way. Just not, there doesn't seem to be just that somber down feel that most funerals have. This is a celebration of a life, of a hero's life. And they make their way turn down the North Ward. Still much the same. The crowds are getting larger. People are throwing flowers. It seems like some of them are throwing coins. Money is being tossed out. Some of them are throwing just various things. You just see things just coming out, just bouncing off of the casket as they just pay tribute to the hero. Eventually, they turn down the side street past the hospice. You can see Diana. Many of your priests and priestesses are just aligned right in front of the hospice, just kind of holding praying hands together as they pass, and just bow to everyone as they make their way by in a kind of a humble approach. Make your way through.
Bow.
You bow back. Jidek seems to just smile at you, and you watch as some of them get in the procession behind as most of you pass, headed their way to the actual funeral as well. That's not going to be incorrect, Molfen. You've only tried.
Oh, I thought I had that hidden. I do have it hidden.
According to, I can still see it. According to that, it says you've only traveled 8 feet, when really you've traveled 8 blocks. But yeah, you make your way through the gates of the City of the Dead, and march your way all the way down to the Hall of Heroes. I'm going to turn down that music just a little bit because it's getting a little action-packed there. You can see a lot of the people are having a seat as the procession leads on. The casket is pulled in front of the platform, where several men and women come up and they lift it from and set it on a pedestal to the side of the platform.
I would help them.
Okay. Kallista helps them take it from the cart, place it on there, and it seems like there are people sitting down, and one of them walks up the platform. You can see an older man. He's got a little bit longer hair, but it's grayed, and it's just kind of feathered back on his head. Not quite a mullet, but could be getting there. Pushing the limits of being a mullet. Adorned in some pretty nice plate mail armor, which looks more symbolic than it does purposeful. He's wearing also the red and gold symbols of the Lord's Alliance. It looks like he has like some kind of a red cape that has a gold shield on the back that has a sword that comes right down through the middle of it as the symbol. And there's also a symbol of a crown, a golden crown, kind of on like where the pocket area of his shirt would be on his armor adorned. And he approaches and sits actually in the first chair up on the pedestal. And it seems like everybody's getting into position, and some people are standing in the back behind the chairs that were set up, and just a lot of people from the procession are crowding around, and it seems like
Where's Molfen and
Riled.
Ral? Thank you.
I guess you guys would be probably standing to either the right or the left side. I let you choose. There's space at both sides, so it'd be up to you.
Where would you have put him, Kallista?
If we were facing, you'd be on the right side, so technically you're on the left side. Like.
Oh, okay. So, Molfen is going to go join the two of them. Or rather, join Molfen the second, because he has no idea what Ryle looks like.
Okay. Yeah, so Molfen Prime is going with Molfen the second?
Yep.
Okay.
Still a little closer, wanting to be near Kallista, but again, this is not his comfort, so he's going over where, again, thinking back to what he talked to her about.
Okay.
I know I sent him with her father, so if he's over here, her dad's somewhere around here, I can help if I'm near here.
As Molfen Prime approaches, you approach a Molfen the second, and what looks to be an elven noble. The elven noble kind of looks at you and says, "You weren't lying. There are 2 of you."
Molfen will look at himself.
And this one's still wearing the silly mask.
Of course I am. Well, yes, he doesn't take it off.
It's very intriguing to see you talk to yourself.
You know I do so enjoy good conversation.
God damn it.
At that point, it seems like a few of the priests of Ilmater start to light some of the decorative torches that are around. And they're set up that when they light each one, it's a different color of the rainbow. So that way, as you look at the stage, there's this torch light of rainbow theme that just...
I still keep the dancing lights up above that, and with each of the torches that are lit, I put Anastasius's like face, like form in the flames.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome. Cool.
As they're lighting these, are there any close enough within 30 feet of Molfen?
Make a Arcana check.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. Well, as Molfen's watching the light, he starts just panicking a little. No, I did not
Yeah, you're good.
want to voice search.
You recognize what they're doing. This is magical torchlight.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So you don't...
For a second.
Had a moment.
Run away.
And it seems as if after the priest, Jidek, who was basically in charge of this, was given the keys to kind of run this whole thing. It goes up. It says a couple quick prayers to Elmater. Nothing too, nothing too pushy, because there's a lot of other different gods that people worship, and he just comes up and he does a general welcome and a general blessing to everyone. He knows that, he wants to make sure he's following Kallista's requests. So is there anything else that you would have requested of him to do during the actual...
Nope.
Okay.
Just when I start talking, there's a point where I say the word dancing, and when I say the word dancing, I want the waltz to start slowly picking up.
Oh, nice. Excellent. Awesome. So the orchestra that you had hired, you wanted them to be playing throughout the whole thing, right?
Not while people are like saying their speech. It's only when towards the end of mine that they start playing it out, basically.
Perfect. I love it. So eventually, after one of the prayers, Jidek looks over to the first chair where the man with the gray hair is sitting. Looks probably in his mid to late 50s, I would say. And he sort of gives him that nod and backs away from the pedestal, has himself a seat, and you see the member of the Lord's Alliance approach, who you presume is Sildar Hallwinter. And he addresses the crowd. Welcome. On this day, we celebrate the life of a great hero. One who has done so much for us, has protected us from the dangers that lurk beyond our high walls of our civilizations. He has not only protected Waterdeep, but all of the North. Many of us know Anastazius by his beauty, his ability to captivate us with his words and music, and his ability to build lasting relationships with many different types of people throughout the lands. But Anastazius was so much more. There is little I can share publicly, but I can tell you that many a times in the midst of captivating all of you with his splendor and wonder, Anastazius was stopping someone from hurting you or taking advantage of you. You see, that was the type of person Anastazius was. He loved people and would willingly put himself in danger, most often without anyone even knowing it. He did this to protect all, and he just kind of points out at the crowd. All of you. I take great honor in speaking here today. To see a great friend laid to rest in the highest of places within the greatest city of the North. It seems right that a gem that shone as bright as Anastazius find its resting place within the crown of the North. And he goes back to his chair kind of quickly, and underneath it there's a box, almost like a chest. And he picks it up, and he starts to approach back to the pedestal, and he sets the box on the pedestal, puts his hands back down, addresses the crowd once more. On behalf of the Lord's Alliance, I bestow upon Anastazius the greatest of medals to be achieved, the Golden Griffin Key. This award is reserved for the greatest who serve within the Lord's Alliance, and unfortunately, it goes to the ones who will never get the opportunity to feel the cold chain placed upon their neck. For these heroes have given it all for the good of all people. Wherever Anastazius has gone, he is not alone, and I pray the gods favor him as we have in Waterdeep. His body will be placed alongside the greatest of all Waterdevians within the Hall of Heroes. All of Waterdeep will be able to visit him each and every day, to read upon his splendor carved within the stone of this here mausoleum. There he will forever be remembered and celebrated as one of the greatest to have ever lived. And you watch as he opens his chest, he pulls out this beautiful looking key-shaped metal that has a griffin head elegantly carved out of pure gold at the top. Its eye inlaid with a ruby. And he steps down off the pedestal and he sets the metal on top of the casket. And then you hear him kind of speaking more to the casket than he is to everybody else. He's like, Anna, the Lord's Alliance commends you for your service, a debt we can never repay. Until we meet again, my friend. And he walks back up to the pedestal, and you watch as he gets another one of these medals out. This one is different though, because the chain of this one is more like a ribbon, and it's a rainbow ribbon. And he goes over to you, Kallista. Kallista, I presume. Will you please?
Yes.
Will you please stand?
I stand.
And he takes the medal and he puts it over your head. And this golden griffin medal is now hanging from your neck. And he looks towards you and he's just like, Anna was a great man. And he earned this. And he just smiles.
Lista kind of mutters only for him to hear. Let's have a conversation later.
I'd like that. And he heads off to his seat and sits down.
I sit back down and look at Ashlyn.
Kallista's giving you that nudge, Ashlyn.
Do I have to now that I said I would?
You got it, BB. You got this.
Okay. Gotta get the guitar out.
So Ashlyn gets the guitar out and the pedestal.
Anastazius was amazing, and he was bardic art, filled with song and love. He gave it all his heart. He was an adventurer and fearless to a final T. And now we pray he rests for all eternity. Oh, Anna, we all know it wasn't your time to go, but oh, Anna, we miss you so. Anastazius was one of life's true joys. He made the girls swoon and flirted with the boys. He made no excuses. He was loud and proud. If he were here, he would have enjoyed this whole crowd.
crowd starts to clap. You hear one guy far off in the background, Ashlyn, go, "Huzzah!" And you look back there, and it looks like the homeless guy you bought the guitar from. Is way back there in the back.
Awesome.
Oh, that was good.
I love
Take a point of DM's inspiration, Ashlyn.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you need that.
And you can see that some people have definitely shared some smiles with the words and the lyrics. Hey, thank you, Lip, for the bits. you earned us some bits there, Ashlyn, with your performance.
Yes.
And some applause from Cloppity.
Tip.
Oh, I'm so nervous.
So good, Ashlyn. So much better. Like hearing it with the song. Oh.
That was good. That was good.
You see Kallista kind of wipe a tear from her eye.
Oh.
Okay. And is that it? Basically, you.
That was her. Yeah.
Yep, I go up and I do that, and then I go sit back down really quickly.
Yeah, she hurries to her seat.
I give Ashlyn a hug and just tell her thank you.
I give Kallista a hug and I say, I love you.
I love you too. And I go over to the front of the pedestal.
That's strange, Kallista. You're approaching the pedestal, and all of a sudden, you catch a glimpse of something flying in the air. It looks like a folded up piece of paper in the shape of an origami bird.
What?
And it's fluttering, and it looks like it's alive, and it's flying. And it flies around you a few times, and then just slowly flutters in front of you.
I take it.
It looks like a folded up card.
I open it.
Okay. As you're,
I'm thinking I open it.
You're opening it up, and there's a note written on this card. The back of it looks like some type of tarot card or playing card of some sort. You're not really 100% sure, but there's a little note. It's written really small, but you can start to make it out as you start to walk closer. And then you start to read it. It says, "If you're reading this, it seems my note, alas, has made it near you. It has taken much out of me to send this, and it would be a dream of mine if it is you who truly gets to read this. I cannot give my true name to you, but if you are the Anastazius, please know I owe you my life. Everything that I am is because of who you are, and what impact you have left on this plane. Your beauty and passions are what made me fall so deeply in love with this world that I have come to know. I know not where you are, or what you have accomplished since I last remember watching you. My memory fades, and I sooner would forget of ever meeting your graceful dance upon the very earth that molds around you. I hope you see these words and fall as much in love with you as I have. Please continue to inspire those you come upon. Please continue to live as you've taught me to. I hope to someday live proudly in your shadows. Let this be a note of thanks. Sincerely, R.A. P.S. Your secret is safe with me, darling." And as that final word is read, the card, the ink seems to just fade into the card and go immediately blank.
I fold it and put it in my pocket. All right. I approach the pedestal.
Okay. Seems all eyes are on you, Kallista.
All right. You need not hide from the world. You are perfect as you are. Those were the first words he gave to me. And it perfectly encapsulates the type of person Anastazius was and the morals he lived by. He embraced you for who you are, regardless of shape or color, gender or class. He could find beauty in anyone. I was lucky enough to feel that beauty, despite how different I am. But Anastazius was different too. But he embraced it. He flaunted it with flair and confidence. He lived loud and proud. His passion and love for life in all of its facets was next to none. He made the most out of bad situations and turned them into memorable moments. Anastazius never performed any task in half measures. He always went above and beyond. He was a brilliant star who danced through life, lighting his way with his song and his laugh. Everyone he met, he influenced with his creativity and his compassion. He painted every heart in his rainbow legacy. He gave me strength and purpose. He taught me friendship and love. I live free because he saved me. He fell in battle so we may all have a second chance to rise. He is a hero to all of Faerun, a champion of song, and a spirit of resilience. Time may eventually heal this tragic loss, but time will not take his memory from us. We will carry on his brilliant legacy. We will be his voice and tell his story. Though honestly, no one could do his tale justice, short of himself, of course. Even still, we will do our best to honor him and breathe life back into his memory with his name. May Anastazius live forever, in our thoughts and our hearts. And I kind of just bow my head for a moment.
I get up immediately and hug her.
You guys do hear, it seems to be a lot of applause and cheering.
Yeah.
It's not something that you typically, associate with a funeral, but this is different. This is a different,
Yeah.
this is a celebration of a hero. So a lot of people just go out and they start to cheer. And
As I was speaking and the waltz picked up, I turned the Anastasia's faces into the dancing figures, much like we did in the moonlight, kind of dancing
Perfect.
in between the flames.
The orchestra begins to play. Actually, people just randomly just start waltzing.
That's what I was banking
And
on.
they just start picking up on it and just start waltzing as well. Thanks for the bits, Lip. As you guys are just enjoying this moment, this celebration of Anastazius has been amazing. Molfin, make a perception check for me. As you told me you were really watching what was going on during all this.
Okay. So I really was.
Okay. You notice towards the back, standing, not in the seated positions, there is a group of nobles.
Oh.
And one of them just seemed like they didn't really want to be here. The other one is a taller man. Seems to be nicely adorned. He has like a white cape on and some blues and golds. He looks like he has shorter hair, and he's applauding just with this almost like a snooty expression looking towards the stage. And you notice he has a gauntlet on his hand that is bejeweled, and it goes all the way up to his elbow, about to right here. And he's applauding, and you can hear one of his rings are tinking off the middle of the gauntlet as he tink, 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 tink. And he holds his head up high, and he's just looking towards Kallista with a half smirk. And then he says something to what presumably could be his wife. And then this group of nobles just start to make their way with some of the others in the back as this ceremony is starting to come to a close. They seem to move towards the exit of the City of the Dead.
How far is he from where we are? Like how far
you were
back is the
standing up
back?
near the platform, so probably 150 to 200 feet, probably to the back. Yes, Lip. It kind of looks like the gauntlet that Thanos wears. Yes. The Infinity Gauntlet. That's right. But it looked like when you saw it, Molfin, it looked heavily decorative and bejeweled. It looked fantastic. Like somebody spent a lot of money on this thing.
Do I get any sort of a feeling from this individual, like just disrespect almost?
Make an insight check.
I'll give him my inspiration.
Oh, you've been inspired by
There
the
you go.
just that.
Just because I want to see, I want to see this shit.
When you were hearing Kallista's words, it was kind of like you just made this mental connection with Kallista that you haven't really had before. And then when you see that man giving her that look, it almost seemed like that, you know, I really hate that woman look.
Molfin looks at Riled and the second and says, as soon as you're able, let Kallista know there may be a problem. And with that, heading 10 feet away from other people, I'm basically just heading towards them, but trying to keep 10 feet away from everybody.
Okay.
And as soon as get my phone, immediately casting Thunderstep. And with an echoing crash of noise, teleporting myself towards these people.
Okay.
Why?
And then, if I can't get close enough to them, 6 seconds later, moving again and doing it again till I can get right in front of these.
Okay. So with a loud crack of thunder, you see a bunch of people looking up to the sky. It's a completely clear day. Most of them are looking up. And then eventually you see these nobles are looking up, and then they look down, and there's Molfin standing right in front of them. Would you mind moving out of the way?
Would you mind not being rude?
Excuse me.
Oh, here we go.
Did you think no one was watching?
Watching
After
what?
everything that woman has gone through. And you behave like that.
What do you...
At his services.
Who are you speaking of? The woman on the platform?
Yes.
My friend, that is not a woman, that is abomination.
Did anyone else hear that? Because we gonna fight with these niggas.
Yo, there's about to be a fist fight at a funeral.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping they showed up.
Nutty.
Molfin, the rest of you don't hear it. Actually,
No.
you heard the crack of thunder.
Right.
But as far
And
as
you've all heard Molfin do that.
Yeah, I think we all know what that sound is.
you do see that
Without.
hesitantly, a elf noble is approaching the platform. Kallista, you know it's Riled, but the rest of the group, I don't think, knows it's him.
Mm-hmm.
Because he changed his form with only you and Molfin number 2.
Is he part of that group that's with Molfin now, or who is this guy?
I have no idea. What was that noise?
Are you on the platform?
Oh, am I? Oh. I thought actually down here in the pews. Never mind. My bad.
Diane, things are coming to a close. It looks like they're getting ready to do the final part where they actually take the casket inside the mausoleum, but it's so tight in there that there's not like a really like big ceremony for it. Like the last couple of people will kind of watch as the casket is taken into the mausoleum and put in its place.
I would have given it a kiss before they picked it up and took it away.
Yeah, as you kiss it, Riled approaches you. He's like, my dear, Molfin said that there might be a problem.
What? Why? What?
I'm not really sure. He walked away from me.
Where'd he go?
He was using some kind of arcane means to travel.
Great. All right.
I don't think anybody has discovered my disguise, but he didn't really tell me what the problem was.
Is Muffin 2 still with him?
Yep,
Yeah,
right beside him.
Right beside him.
I'm going to ask Muffin 2 to escort my dad out, and I will tell my dad I will come find you later today. I obviously have to do babysitting right after the funeral, seems... and I just give him a quick hug and go try and find Muffin and ask Muffin 2 to escort him out.
Muffin 2 looks at you. Out of the city or to the hotel?
Out of the city, I unless he wants to say. I just think it's probably safer if he leaves while there's a big mess of people now.
I agree. It's probably better for me to get out of here.
Shall we?
Back to the cave. I'll meet you there later.
You watch as Raoul puts a hand on the casket as well. Just looks at it for a moment. Goodbye, Anna. And then follows Molfin too.
Do I do a perception check to try and see where the heck other Molfin, normal Molfin is?
Everybody,
okay.
Everybody on the platform can, or everybody, the rest of the party can.
Oh, everything's frozen.
Yeah.
And there is a giant glowing orb on the top of his staff still.
Oh yeah, Ashlyn, you see where Lachlan, you're too busy. Riser is not having a good time at this funeral.
Oh no.
He is actually going.
It's okay, man. It's okay.
He's bawling from all the words.
Riser.
Like massaging him. Yeah.
So you're having to take care of him. Diana, you are actually currently helping some of the priests and everybody with the casket, which is why you don't notice what's going on at this point. Okay. Ashlyn, you can see the glow of Molfin Prime's staff is about 150 feet away from you towards the back of where the where this happened. Insight Bot is like dragging you, Kallista, and you can and you can see exactly where Insight Bot is leading you to.
I can run dash and get there.
You can run dash
In 6 seconds.
in 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Nice.
As Molfin is looking up at this group right now, I will give you one chance to walk yourself up to her and apologize for that statement.
Mm-hmm.
Or I will not be held responsible for the state you find yourself in.
You have some nerve to do this in the middle of daylight in the greatest city of the north. Do you even know who I am? Short.
No, that's the point. We don't know who you are. You could be grass
Where did
or dirt.
Where did you come from?
Where did you come from, Ashlyn?
I ran here.
I'm not running, but I'm making a straight gait right towards
This
them all.
shorter woman kind of steps up. Has kind of like larger hips as she moves in her pink dress. She ruffles up next to this man and says, Let's just go, honey. We don't need to be bothered with this nonsense. It's like, I agree, my dear.
Do I see them?
It's still crowded. You're still kind of moving towards the crowd. Ashlyn was just like bumping people out of the way, and she's just running through. There's people like crying, and she's just like running them over. I'm just. So, and he looks at you, Molfin, and says, "I will not apologize. Now, would you please move out of the way and let me be on with my business?"
No.
Fancy army got there. Doing another one?
Do you know how I got this fancy arm?
No, I don't really care either. Are you gonna tell me a boring story?
He takes the gauntlet and he slides it off his hand. And he shows both of you two. There is a scar, and it looks like somebody had their hand wrapped around his wrist and burnt their handprint
Like
into
produce
his
flame,
ribs.
maybe?
Possibly.
I go, hey, I know someone that would do that to you.
He points.
That's funny.
He points back over his shoulder. That abomination was the one who did this.
Yeah, if you say that word again, I'm gonna kick you in the face.
You wouldn't dare kick me in the face with all of these
Oh,
city
yes, I
guard
would.
around. The city. You kicked him in the face. Okay, roll your damage. You knock him completely off of his feet and unconscious, and you hear people just start to scream, and you hear whistles begin to blow.
That's fine.
Ashland, Ashland, with me. Make yourself scarce.
Okay.
And Molfin reaches out and touches her, casting greater invisibility.
Okay. I will run.
And you can hear just commotion all over the place, Molfin. Some of the nobles that were with this man are like, City God, this way, City God. They're assaulting nobles.
So pompous.
And it seems like chaos has just ensued at the end of the funeral of Anastazius.
Sorry. I'm so sorry, Kallista.
This is, you know what? Anastazius would be fine with this, to be honest.
That's true.
He'd be eating
Especially since he's
popcorn.
bad-mouthing Callista, Anastazius would be very proud right now.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
You don't feel bad at all.
So it seems like the guard has been alerted.
Do the rest of this?
Molfin,
Yeah, where was I
Now,
when this happened?
as this you were approaching, you saw Ashland jump in the air, spin with her foot, and just come across this guy's face. This spit just flying out of his face. He spun in the air like 2 feet up before he landed.
Callista's actually like belly laughing.
The gauntlet flew off his hand and flew like 15 feet through the air.
Hockman, go get the gauntlet. It's shiny.
she's invisible. Oh my god! I just made Ashland the Uber thief.
Actually, yeah. How can I grab the gauntlet?
Yeah, you can grab the gauntlet. Would you like to?
Okay, I'm gonna grab the gauntlet and run.
All right.
Rolling.
So as she grabs the gauntlet, does it go invisible as well?
Yep.
Okay.
Anything on her person, anything she's carrying.
All right. So
As Molfin is hearing this screaming, he turns. Can I see Kallista?
yes, she's still a little bit ahead of you in the crowd.
Molfin
she's laughing.
Molfin is slightly horrified at the moment because Kallista is like full on laughing, and that has never happened.
What's their mouth doing? Yeah.
You can hear just people shouting, City Guard, they're this way! City Guard! Glocklin, commotion's going on. Trent's like, oh man, I think something's up, dude.
Yeah. Do we check it out or do we run?
I don't know. I'm out of here, man.
Yeah.
Molfin is going to. How many of the nobles that were with him are left?
It looks like another man is there with another tall blonde female with kind of like a green dress on. It seems like there are another group of nobles that are staying a bit distant but are shouting for the city guard to come this way. It's like they're not running away from you. It seems like they have no fear that you're going to be apprehended.
With that.
And you can hear some of the guard, like you can hear their footsteps now coming. Seems like a big squad of like 12 of them are coming, like a whole dozen.
Do I have any idea how much time I've got?
Seconds.
I'm gonna.
Are we talking like 6 or are we talking like 10 or 12?
10 or 12.
Seeing the commotion, I'm casting invisibility at 3rd level on me and Molfin.
And as she's casting that, Molfin is ripping a spirit out of the nether realm and summoning a wraith.
Oh no!
I think that's a little overkill.
You're summoning a wraith?
I'm really far away though.
Yes.
I can't do that.
As Kallista's running up, that's literally as Molfin is ripping that soul through
Okay.
and giving the instruction, do not kill. delay, knockout,
Scare.
terrify.
That's kind of funny.
Anything now?
You hear a whisper in your mind, Molfin. It sounds like this. You go too easy on them.
Yeah. Creepy.
And you watch as this wraith appears in front of you. Its mystical cloak just hanging and blowing off of a mysterious wind that does not present itself. The wind doesn't blow next to you, but suddenly this skeletal hands start to form out from the cloak that it glows in. It starts to turn its way, and you watch as eyes wide, terrified people all around screaming and just scattering. Nobles scatter. You watch as you guys both go invisible, right?
As I grab Molfin and see the Wraith, I tell the Wraith they're on my kill list. Play nice, and I take Molfin and go invisible.
Okay.
As she says
I
that,
have dibs, bitch.
in my head I say, and that is why I go light on them.
Fair enough. And the guard comes, and you see the first two members they come up. Oh, they don't pay me enough for this. One of them like turns around and starts like taking off. Like one of them runs over one of his comrades who's not paying attention. He's like, what is that? Some kind of monstrosity. We need some help. And you see some shadows start to form. Lachlan, you notice shadows and you look above. Some of the members of the Griffin cavalry have arrived.
Oh,
They're flying up above, and they're swooping down next
and
to
I get
this
a
raid.
show and a funeral.
Hey, did anybody cater this funeral? I mean, where's the dinner at?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, there's supposed to be food here, so yes.
So there's dinner, a funeral, a dinner, and a show.
There's like lobster and like fancy caviar, like it's all the
Ooh.
best great stuff that Anna loved.
You watch as these things start dive bombing the Wraith. And they try to take their spears and kind of plunge them through this thing as they start to approach. Eventually, members of the city guard, like the military unit, like they call in some of those guys. Like as the watch, some of them got afraid. Some of them are starting to approach more rapidly. Hey, thank you so much, Winston, for the bits.
Thank you, Winston.
Yeah, we appreciate that, guys. And it's just mass chaos. Everybody running from the City of the Dead. It seems like they're amassing a big group of city guard. It seems we've got the same problem we've had a few months ago. The dead are rising. Let's get ready. And they are amassing troops. And would your wraith be trying to attack the nobles or just anyone that came near it?
Anyone who came near, he was summoned right over the unconscious one.
Okay.
So basically, anyone who goes near that thing, it's taking pot shots at.
Oh yeah. So it's trying to. We'll say that your how many hit points does your wraith have?
It has a lot of resistances, and it has 67 hit points.
Okay, so you would probably get, I would say, at least a half dozen city guard knocked out. Maybe a city watch or two knocked out. And one Griffin cavalry member knocked off of its mount before they would be able to detain the wraith and dispose of it as they just swarm, trying to get to this unconscious noble that is just, your wraith is just fluttering over, going, no kill, just knockout.
Good Wraith.
And eventually, as you guys are running from the scene, you can feel that things start to die down a little bit. They're dragging unconscious members of the guard out. You know, it did its number. It did its fair share.
It did enough.
It had the advantage where it kind of caught people off guard.
Yes.
So it did have
You know, something like a flying, spinning roundhouse to the face.
That was so good.
I was like, oh my god, I want to kill this guy, but anything I do is gonna kill him. But nope, should beat me to it.
And that's, folks, I don't know where all of you would have scattered to.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I'm being led somewhere by Kallista, so I got no idea.
I would have ran.
I
to
probably
the
would have
inn.
took him back to the inn.
I would have ran to the inn.
Yeah.
I think I'm still laying the casket in the grave. Like, where is everybody?
I'm going back there soon, so it's okay. But I'm taking him to the inn first.
Yeah, things got out of hand quick, and
Really?
you guys, well, at least Ashlyn, possibly Kallista, most likely Mulfin's description would probably be immediately given to the city guard.
Oh
Oh
no.
no!
I didn't do shit.
So,
I need to hide out disguise.
so Ashlyn and Mulfin, you guys probably know for certain that you probably don't have too much time in Waterdeep.
Oops. Not oops. Sorry, not sorry.
No.
It's better you than it would have been for Molfin. I was considering rolling or literally just straight up devil summoning.
No,
Losing a devil to just gut them all.
no. I got this.
Like, you know,
I got
Call
it.
me one more time. Call her an abomination one more time.
Yeah.
I drop the invisibility and I give Mulfin a kiss on the cheek.
Oh,
Whoa.
But were you struck by some illness? I saw you. It looked like you were laughing at one point.
Oh, I've been dying to see their faces like that again. Oh my god. Best. Thank you.
Are you at the inn?
Like me, it
'Cause
was
I'm at
more
the inn.
Ashlyn as she decided to. Well, before I could do something, she punted him in the head.
Yeah, but you stopped them, didn't you?
Well, they had a strange look on their face as you were giving your address. And
I just light my hand on fire. I'm like, it's a shame they didn't get to see it again, but that worked just as well.
well,
Are you there?
saw his
Am I there?
brother-
Yeah, you can be there.
Okay, I'm there at the end. I go, here, I got this for you. It's shiny.
Well, I was about to say he had an inordinate.
Biggest hug.
He looks better without it. I should have hit him with this. That would have been better. In fact,
And I believe you already knocked him unconscious. If you had hit him again, you may have killed him.
oh yeah.
As it is, I fear you and I may have to flee the city rather
Yeah, I
quickly.
have dibs on that, but this works for now.
Okay, here, you can have this silver thing. It's gaudy. We can sell it. But
Yeah.
it's,
Okay, sure.
It looks like it's worth a ton of money.
Yeah, of course. This doesn't surprise Kallista. It just amuses her that she now has it and he doesn't.
exactly. I
put it in
thought
her
you
bag.
think it was funny. And he said the A word, so I had to kick him in the face. He said it twice.
stop.
Thank you both.
Yeah, you guys are all back together with Riled at this point.
Okay,
And-
so we should probably leave the city, me and Morphin at least.
What was that
No,
ruckus back there?
Riled went back to the cave.
Yeah, Lachlan didn't actually
Already.
see it. He's just...
Yeah.
Were you guys involved with everything back there?
Am I back
What are you
too?
talking about?
Yeah, you're with them too, Diana.
Nothing happened.
You heard the
Other than-
commotion, but you guys were too busy
Ruckus.
putting the casket up.
Was there a
Look at
ruckus?
this.
I was unaware.
I should
I saw
lock
the
in the.
There was a show.
Griffin guards.
There was a show.
Can Lachlan?
Yeah.
I
Does
meant-
Lachlan see the gauntlet? You got it out.
I should lock. I should lock in the gold.
I would have put it in my bag, but if he wants it, I could give it to him.
Lachlan, make a perception check with advantage.
Oh my gosh. Although I probably get normal because I'm disadvantaged on everything, right? So it evens out.
Skill checks, but not.
Well, actually, she probably would have given it to you
You know
because you
what?
have the bag of holding away.
This one,
Yeah,
you
you
know
have
what?
the bag
I
of
probably
holding
shouldn't have
away.
even had you roll for this because it would make.
Okay.
You tried to steal this gauntlet before.
Oh, that one!
It's from a pretty high up family called the Antios family in Waterdeep.
Good for you.
They made their fortune long ago in the slave trade, but then as slavery became something that was looked negatively upon, They had to switch roles
Really?
and are now kind of more in the shipping and receiving business in Waterdeep.
Probably why they don't like me.
Hmm.
Ashley, you
what
stole this? Go
they
snakes!
Well, I kind of kicked it off. Yeah, go
Here,
Snakes.
Lachlan, put it in the bag of holding. Don't let anyone see it until we get out of
Yeah,
Waterdeep.
Lachlan, all
I'm
Doc,
No
good at
selling
that.
it here.
all Doc wanted that
Gotcha.
gauntlet.
Oh.
Nice.
Why are you leaving Waterdeep? What's wrong?
Just me and Molfin right now. The rest of you can stay if you want.
They got
What
in a
happened?
scuffle with a bunch of snobby ass nobles that I've dealt with before, and they're not my biggest fan. And I guess they said something that made Ashlyn and Muffin upset, so Ashlyn's roundhouse kicked him in the face.
Ashlyn, what did
You guys kicked a noble in the face?
He said the
what did they
A-word.
say? Did they deserve
The
it?
A-word. Yeah, he called
yes,
called
they
us the
deserved it.
A-word twice.
Okay then, girl. Yes, and I hold out my fist for a fist bump.
Did they see you?
But
Yes,
they
they did.
sort of saw her kick him in the face,
And
so
then
I
just
made her invisible to run away. But call the gods, so perhaps a undead entity was pulled from another realm of existence to proceed to start knocking out guards and nobles and anyone who came near.
so we should
So-
leave.
Hey, strangers I've never met before. I'll see you all later. I go.
I will meet
Lachlan,
you
you
guys-
know
if
that
whoever wants to go.
assaulting a noble in Waterdeep is an automatic flogging, an imprisonment for up to a week, and a fine of 500 gold pieces or more.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the rules.
Spend my temple.
I've never met these people in my life.
That's fine.
Nice meeting you, strangers.
I would tell them if they need to leave, go to the cavern and meet Riled there up north, and I'll meet them there later tonight. But I'm going to go
Okay.
back to the funeral area and find that Lord's Alliance guy.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want company, Kallista?
I mean, if you want to.
I mean, yeah, like nobody saw me do anything, so I can be like
Yeah,
cover.
sure. Yeah.
I would probably
I didn't
recommend
do it.
the three of you travel together.
Riled kind of looks at you guys, and Molfin and Ashlyn's like, we could head back to Skullport and hide out there if you'd like.
That sounds good for me right now.
Skullport works.
Yeah.
But we have other things to deal with. There is no guarantee that they would not go looking for us there. And I do not mean the gods.
I don't know who.
Couldn't that little old lady, doesn't she have a portal that takes people places? Can't she, like, take us out of the
Oh
city?
yeah, the one we like.
As for a price,
We have money.
We do have money. We also have, I don't know what we have anymore.
My 25 G's are jingling in the bag of holding.
Yeah.
My 2,000 are clinking sadly.
Why do you?
I make no comment.
you may know this
I
better.
don't know why I never have money.
How many guards would be at the western exit that we went through?
Oh, that's right,
it's
Taz. You have to see
always-
Taz anyway, Lachlan.
The west gate is always lighter in guards, but
What?
by now the town's Waterdeep's probably on a little bit of an alert, so there may be heightened guards at every gate now. Chat is loving this mess that has happened.
Sorry, guys. Kind of around
Here, I have an idea.
in the face.
I can make myself invisible at least.
I can take the hat.
I
and
could get the
to-
pixies to turn you guys into birds, and you can just fly away.
That's also true.
What if they get shot down?
I like the Undermountain idea. Or the Skullport idea.
But Lachlan, we need to leave this city and deal with the giants.
And Skullport's a great way to get there.
That's might be
Are
true.
there any, like, I don't know, portals?
Can I
Lachlan, you were
insight
like,
check
you
my
know,
my grandson.
Sure. Yeah.
I think he has a not told reason for trying to get us back under there.
Sure.
I would like also to do that.
All right. You may.
I believe him completely.
Would you be? Are you hiding something, Lachlan?
I think I was seeing their scrutiny on me. I think I would actually kind of break down a little bit.
Okay.
So yeah, some things have been unfolding.
Everyone else is inciting him. I'm going to as well.
I think he's starting to break. I think he's gonna.
Yeah, because we're all just like, we just had this talk about truth.
Everybody's
what's going
just
on?
staring at Lachlan right now.
Wow, good job.
So yeah, I look guilty as heck. What would you guys say if I said that I borrowed 25,000 gold dragons from a beholder, and that I'm gonna get an eye enchanted for?
Everybody starts hitting Lachlan.
No, you're boss. I met him. Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna get an eye enchanted for him.
25 grand?
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Where is it?
I jingle the bag of holding.
Oh my god.
But it's a loan. He didn't give it to me. It's a loan, so I have to pay it back.
What?
No, it's for the eye. So once we get the
Why do
eye,
you
we can
have to
give
pay
that
it back
to
if he's
Olaf.
paying for his own goddamn eye?
Well, I think I'm supposed to get it enchanted, and to get it enchanted, I need to pay. Who was it? Taz?
He pay.
I don't think he's willing to. I think the expectation is that I got it handled.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to be in a little bit of debt, but I'll be solving a problem. And
Make an insight check, Lachlan.
Sure.
Oh my gosh.
Aldok really wanted that gauntlet a long time ago.
Oh my
I
god.
look down at the bag of holding. Wonder how much that thing's worth. Wait, I might have a way to dispose of this gauntlet too.
That's awesome. Good for you.
Oh my god, oh my god.
I kind of wanted it as a reminder just because it's so funny.
If you want it, we'll keep it for you.
Well, if it's going to keep you out of debt.
I mean, who isn't in
ridiculous,
debt
Lachlan.
sometimes? Who isn't in debt sometimes?
Lachlan, that amount is ridiculous, and it should have been him paying for his own goddamn eye, not you.
Well, he sort of gave away all his money for his family.
What?
He doesn't have any money anymore. He gave it all away because of his family.
Well, Ashlyn and Molten gave me some money. So...
Yeah, just
Lachlan, why didn't you say something?
Man, I didn't want to impose.
Well, you're not paying back a $25,000 loan. No, you're not. That's ridiculous.
Well,
I mean,
with the eye.
We're developing a pretty good income.
Yeah. Wait, what?
It's not hardly an income if it's a debt.
Yeah, but I'll be able to pay it back.
Yeah, once we get rid of the eye, give her the eye, she enchants the eye, we give it to Aldok, and then he's good.
Well, here's a question. Where's the eye?
They're working on it. I have to go get it from the boss. I don't know. It's gonna be ready today, tomorrow.
I think it was supposed to be ready today. I think
Yeah.
remember you were supposed to pick it up after the funeral, I believe.
Yeah,
Remember the
I'm actually supposed to
Oh,
go
you weren't
pick it
there
up
for the
now.
crazy beholder that talks to himself and spits things at people.
And he held a funeral of his own for...
Oh, I wasn't there for
Ashlyn,
that.
you cannot go with him.
Why not?
You and I must flee.
Yeah,
You
you're
can't
a
be seen
fugitive.
walking around the city.
I went to How to Disguise, and I want to walk around the state.
Well, it's unfortunately outside of the city on Kallista's father at the moment.
Oh, poop.
No, I would say you guys are all together outside of the city by
okay.
where he came out.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I would
Yeah,
say
Oh, I
that would,
assumed we were at the end.
that would probably be a best place for you guys to have this conversation.
Fair
because
enough.
Yeah, that's true.
You would,
yeah,
you
you're
would
right.
probably try to get as far away from all that fiasco and the chaos as you
Yeah.
could. I would assume if you were on the run from.
Yeah, no, you're right.
That is a good idea.
If I was running from the popo, I'd be getting as far as I could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I was running from the Popo on my own, I'd be in the ethereal plane. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Wolfen had a plan, but Kallista was there, so I was like, oh, well, I'm not going to ditch her.
So I'm thinking that those of us who aren't fugitives, we go back, enjoy some of the hors d'oeuvres at the funeral, and then go pick up the eye and see where it goes from there.
I want caviar.
Well, I'm just going for a conversation, and I guess I do have to go for drinks later. Are you guys going down to Skullport tonight?
Yeah, me and Molfen will go down now. With, Rob.
Yeah. Dad, could you take them back?
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
Thank you, Rob.
Then I will come find you guys later then.
Okay.
Probably tonight.
Okay.
Kallista, would you like Mulfin the Younger to join you?
I'm good. You're welcome to come. But you can't, so.
Well, I'd be more than welcome. I'd be more than happy to come.
You can't!
These guards hold no fear for me.
Fugitive of the law.
I want company of Mulfin Prime, not Mulfin 2. It's weird.
Why does she speak about you like you're not right here? I don't know, it is rather rude, is it not?
I don't know who's talking.
You hear Raud say, "I must learn this spell."
Yeah, you guys
The
go
two
have
at the same time go look at him. Well, we can teach you.
Great.
Oh God, you're gonna leave me alone with.
I think that is a perfect
Okay.
moment for us to stop our episode for the evening.
Kallista just walks back towards Waterdeep as they start talking in unison. Kallista's like, nope, bye.
Awesome.
I run after her.
Yeah, I'm going as well. I've got to head that way.
Okay, we'll go back.
Fantastic. So,
Wolfen is going to use telepathic
Actually,
bonds
no.
from now on so they can hear each other think and complete each other's sentences.
So
No.
somebody take note of this for me. I believe Ashlyn, Lachlan, and Mulfin are all headed with Ryle.
I think
Not
I have to
Lachlan.
go into the city first and get the eye.
So
to
you're
get
going,
the eye.
oh, you
from
gotta
the
go.
boss.
You gotta get the boss.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Lachlan, Diana, and Kallista are going back to the city. Mulfin, Ashlyn, and Riled are going back into the cave.
Muffin, Ashlyn, Ryle. That's hilarious. So yeah, you guys are going with Ryle. Now, did any of you want to get the hat of disguise off of Ryle to take with you?
I kind of did.
Yeah,
One-
you can get it back.
Okay, yeah,
Once,
I would tell him to give it to Ashlyn if you
Yeah,
would.
once we got safe.
yeah.
it'll be
He's
fine.
he's pretty. You guys are at the cave entrance, so he has no fear
Okay.
with giving you the hat of disguise and moving his way into the
Okay.
cave that leads down into some
Okay.
tunnels that he has found underneath Waterdeep. So that's where we'll stop our episode
Okay.
for tonight, guys. Excellent job. I did not know that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Things escalated quickly.
You made them nasty, so yeah, they're being nasty to Ash. Oh,
I
Yeah.
played them exactly
you played them
how
exactly as you should have.
typed in your
Yep,
in
you
your
did.
backstory.
You did. I was kind of expecting them to show up. To be
And
honest,
to-
I just didn't know when.
And to be honest, they really didn't do anything other than call you an abomination, and that's what set
that's
Mulfin
not gonna
off.
lie.
Like, they just called you a name, and they didn't really call it to your face either. So they were really just like looking at you, like giving
They did
you
have
this
the balls to say it to
snooty
my
look.
face.
Yeah,
No,
it's-
And that's what killed me is I'm sitting here, I'm looking, okay, I'm responding. What do I have? Sickening radiance, lightning bolt, firebolt, cone of cold. Oh my god, anything I do is going to be huge, flashy, and just murder a whole bunch of innocent people. I need to respond. I have to figure something out that's not, an overt murder attack.
Yeah. You don't want to be a
Just
murder
wait-
hobo, but you still want to get even.
Yeah, Mulfin doesn't
wait
like to
30
overreact.
seconds and, just wait 30 seconds for Ashlyn to come around with the Shoryuken, whatever they call the hurricane kick.
Excellent, guys. That was pretty amazing. I love the whole funeral scene with everybody
that was
taking
great.
different parts to it.
I cried whole time.
Wonderful.
You guys met Sildar Hallwinter, a member of the Lord's Alliance. Man, so much good stuff, man.
Quite an episode.
Pretty cool, pretty cool.
I was looking forward to interacting with him.
Yeah, things got a little chaotic there at the end of the funeral.
Time.
Yeah.
What's his name? Sildar what?
Hallwinter.
Hallwinter.
Whole winter.
He's actually in the beginner box, the beginner game.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Go to your local store and purchase.
There you
a
go.
soda food.
Pick up the starter set, and you can be Sildar Hallwinter as well.
Hello,
The players can't. The DM can.
Playthrough.
Yeah.
Lost Minds of Fandover. Oh, I heard you were. Oh, wait, I won't give spoilers away.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys.
I heard you were bleeped by the bleep in the bleep. That sounds much worse, actually.
Yeah, that sounds horrific.
Members of the chat, we are going to go ahead and give away a Nat 20 for next week. Is there someone that you feel that did something extraordinary in roleplay or in combat tonight that you would like to cast a vote in the chat to receive the natural 20, the free Nat 20 for next week? If you are in chat and hanging out with us, go ahead and type the player. We got 1 vote for Ashlyn, 2 votes for Ashlyn, 3 votes for Ashlyn.
Ashlyn.
Okay, those don't count. It's the same person.
The same person casting all these votes.
I agree, Ashlyn.
I think
For
I
one,
do
the
have
song
to.
and the kick.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
the
Zoss.
song and the
Yeah.
Hey,
kick.
Zoss, you're in this game. What are you doing?
I can't vote.
You can when you
In
get
the chat.
You
Zoss.
can vote. I'm getting chat. Wait a time. Look at all these. Oh, my players.
Even Winston is saying this is a rigged vote.
I think that this Winston, this vote is rigged. No, I always give my players a vote too. So I think I need to be more clear on the rules. Chat people, you can only enter the vote once. Lip, stop changing the rules.
Love you, Lip.
Oh yeah, you guys are amazing. I think it's overwhelming. Ashlyn is going to have the Nat 20 for not only the song but the swift kick to the noble face.
Yeah.
And she
Gotta defend my Kallista.
beat up on that she basically beat down the half orc to a pulp and then let Lachlan have the final blow.
Wait a minute, we have a vote tossed in for the GM.
For Michael.
Oh no, you can't vote for me because I turn them into nat ones on my part because I'm just too nice to my players. But thank you, I do appreciate that, guys. Thank you guys so much for supporting this channel. Thank you guys for all the bits tonight.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Goodness.
Yeah, that was awesome.
All of our bits that we collect this month are going to charity. So
Yeah.
for autism research and
I can't
development. So
wait.
there's a lot of good causes out there. So I'm not saying that one cause is better than
Is
another.
it the Zephyr Foundation in Jersey? Is that where it's
From
from?
New
Yes,
Jersey,
it's
located
local
in New
in New
Jersey.
Jersey.
So we're going to support them. Matt from Tabletop Legends, they actually did a bit competition, their opening stream in Tabletop Legends, where they said if for every 100 bits each player would donate like $10. They ended up maxing out at 700. They did
Wow.
100. They put a cap on it, which was smart.
Yeah.
Because they got a ton of bits that night, but they each have to pay. They're each donating $100, so that's $700
Wow.
that they started on their very first night that we launched this. So whatever we get bits wise, they're gonna go to that same charity. So yeah, giveaway, guys. We do appreciate it, and it'll be
I'm
amazing.
I'm just checking the spelling on it. We've got the chat asking about it, and I can't remember the spelling. I think it's
Oh,
it's
Yeah.
Zephyr's F-E-R.
Yeah.
Their website is zephyrfoundation.org.
Yeah, that's right. Our dungeon master for our Tuesday night campaign, Tabletop Legends, he actually went and visited with the Zephyr Foundation.
Whoa.
And they were just ecstatic that we were doing this. So that's just a testament to what you guys do as players, what we're doing as a Proficiency Bonus family, you guys in chat, what you guys are doing for helping us out. I mean, you're making a huge impact on, just by tuning in and giving us some cheers. That goes a long way towards this charity. So we thank you guys so much. We're so appreciative of it. Don't forget to check our updated schedule that is up on our Twitch channel right now. It'll be popping up there as soon as we're done going live. You guys see we're streaming 7 days a week now, guys. This is crazy. So yeah, anytime that you're chilling and you want to watch some Proficiency Bonus, you can find us. We're on there. And you can also check us out on YouTube as well. So make sure you go to our YouTube channel and subscribe there. And you'll be able to catch up on all these wacky episodes up to this point. Because they keep getting wackier and wackier for some reason.
I don't know, guys. I think this is like the best funeral Anastasia's funeral could have gone. I think this is
Yeah.
like the best it could be and should be.
He would have loved that kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of that.
Too much, but
I think
I warned him.
I don't think Anastazius could have planned it out quite this well.
No.
It went
Yep.
it went so good. So the next time you find yourself face to face with a noble at the end of the funeral, things are kind of on the up and up. And one of them calls one of your friends an abomination. Number 1, don't forget to add your proficiency bonus. Number 2, make sure your monk friend is with you to kick them in the face.
Yeah!
Right in the face.
That's my girl.
Right there.
Yeah!
Everybody have a great night. We'll see you guys next week. Bye, everybody.
Love you, bye!
Bye.